25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Force. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to do. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, the fraudsters trying to cheat their way out of Nigeria.
Do you know this person?
No.
This person is your cousin.
It's a risky business in Calais.
Hello, mate. Hey, hello.
And in London's West End, enforcement officers question a Mongolian chef.
You can't find any trace in your systems, you're not able to show me a passport. I find it all quite difficult to believe, yeah?
In the past 10 years, Glasgow has become a hotspot for migrants. A recent report found at least 70 different nationalities now living in the city. Not all of these newcomers are here legally. The UK Border Agency has enforcement teams who seek out immigration offenders and remove them from Britain. But their job is made harder by a racket in forged documentation worth millions, helping illegal immigrants to hide under false identities.
Hi there, can you open the door please? There's no mic behind it. Hi there, it's immigration, can you open the door please?
Immigration officer Kerry McVeigh and her team are at the address of a man they believe has overstayed his visa by more than a year.
Sir, I can't see you standing there. Open the door now. We have a warrant to enter the premises, so if you don't open the door, we will force it.
The target today is a man named John Moses.
Hi there.
It's immigration, if you just want to open them, please.
Have a chat with you, okay?
Is there anyone else on the premises?
Sorry?
Is anyone else living there? It's yourself, yeah?
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Olatunde.
Olatunde.
Olatunde Ishola.
And your date of birth?
26. 26 of...
26 of... What? What month? You're not giving me your date of birth? Can you sit down for me? Sit down.
No, I just want to tell you...
Who's that person?
That's
Mr.
my-
John Moses?
That's my uncle.
That's your uncle?
Yeah.
And where is your uncle at the moment?
She's not around. I mean, he's not around.
He's not around. Are you sure it's not you?
No, it's my uncle.
Alright, okay.
Are you going to give me a date of birth, Olatunde?
I don't know. No, I don't know because I don't.
Okay, have you got a
know
passport?
my house. Eh?
Passport?
Sorry?
Do you have your passport in this address?
I lost my passport.
You lost your passport. Have you got a photocopy? Any identification whatsoever?
Identification. I lost my passport.
Right, can you just listen to me just now, Olatunde, okay? I'm arresting you as a suspected immigration offender, okay? You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say will be noted and may be used in evidence at a later stage. You're now under arrest.
The target that we had, he was asked about, do you know that person? And he claimed it was his uncle and he's not here at the moment. And he couldn't provide any further details as to that. We didn't have a photograph of the actual target we were coming for, therefore we can't sort of positively or negatively say that it's him or not.
He claims to have no form of ID, something the enforcement team have heard many times before. A valid document will confirm if he's telling the truth or not.
Oh. Okay, we've now found a South African passport with the gentleman that we have arrested's photograph in it and the name Patrick Agbo, but I believe that that passport's not genuine. He's told us he's from Nigeria and his photograph is now in a South African passport, and now we have evidence that the gentleman we have arrested has been using the name Patrick Agbo. May not be his real name, but we know he's been using it.
Yes?
It's not my own.
That's not yours. I'll remind you that you're under arrest, okay? You're under caution, so anything you do say will be noted and maybe used in evidence, okay? So I'm going to ask you now, is this your passport?
It's not my passport.
It has your picture in it.
It's not me.
That is your picture.
It's not my picture. It's not my. That is not my passport. I'm not the one. It's like I'm not the one.
Can I just maybe point out that you do have a marking on your face, which is also present in this picture?
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me.
Right, you're making it worse for yourself, but we'll carry this on at the police station, okay? You're making it a lot worse. By sitting lying to me, you're making it worse. All right?
I'm not lying to you.
You are lying to me, okay?
Why I lie? I'm not lying to you.
You're telling me that's not your picture when I can see that it is. I know you don't come from South Africa, but you're in possession. You're in possession of a South African passport, and I need to know why you've got it. Okay? All right, that's fine.
A lot of people we encounter do have various identities. It's easier for them to get benefits or medical aid under another name.
I don't get benefit from you.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying a lot of people we encounter, once they exhaust one name and they're still trying to stay in the country illegally, they'll just try to adopt another name and start using that.
Okay.
The Nigerian man was sentenced to 4 months in prison for possession of a forged document. He was also listed as an overstayer after breaching the conditions in his visa that was issued in Lagos. During 2008, in Britain, over 10,000 arrests were made by enforcement teams. Coming up, UK Border Force goes to Nigeria and meets the officers who root out the forgeries.
These are readily available on the street. I don't believe that this is a genuine wedding certificate.
It's genuine document.
Genuine documents.
And London's immigration team grills staff at a West End
We do need
state.
an address. We need an address to release you to. So we have to know where you're living.
Lagos, Nigeria, is one of the biggest cities in Africa. By 2015, its population had reached 25 million. Poverty is rife, and for those looking for a way out, Britain is the gateway to a new life. The Home Office receives so many applications from Nigerians wanting to come to Britain that they have a team of officers in Lagos to police the process. Doran is one of these officers. It's Wednesday morning and he's on his way to work.
We have an unusual route coming into work here. We have several routes to getting into work. I've decided to take the boat today, mainly because the traffic sometimes can take 10 minutes, sometimes it can take over an hour. This does beat the tube on the way to work in the morning. Lagos is a vibrant place. It's definitely got character and soul. It can be very dangerous at times, but as long as you abide by the security restrictions that are given to us, it's generally okay. My role is an entry clearance officer here at the British Deputy High Commission in Lagos, and I consider visa applications for Nigerian citizens who wish to travel and visit the UK or settle in the UK.
Officer Doran is based at the British Deputy High Commission.
Morning.
Around 10,000 fraudulent documents are submitted with applications every year. Forgeries are readily available on the streets of Lagos. Some are right on the doorstep of the High Commission. Officer Doran is just one of the 34 entry clearance officers who decide if an applicant is suitable to enter the UK.
This gentleman has been called in for interview today. As I was going through his documents, I noticed that his birth certificate, on the format of it, it contains spelling mistakes. His wedding certificate that he gave has been signed by a registrar whose documents we know have been abused. For example, here's a blank one, and these are readily available on the streets of Lagos, and that you can just fill the parts in yourself.
The man has also submitted a suspect copy of his sponsor's passport.
I mean, this photocopy of a passport, I mean, that is a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. That has been photocopied so many times that the details are no longer really clear. All right, if you can just call in this gentleman for me, please.
The man has submitted documents he maintains are genuine. Now Joe must decide if his story is credible.
Morning, sir. Just come and take a seat for me. The application form, did you complete it yourself?
Yes, sir.
And are all the details correct?
Yes, sir.
Why do you wish to go to the UK?
For family visits.
What's your relationship with your sponsor?
Cousin.
First cousin, second cousin?
First cousin.
How many children does he have? This is your cousin, you're going to be staying with him?
He's my cousin, but
Yeah.
I don't...
You do know, because you wrote it in the application form.
but I think it's two children now.
2 children?
Yeah.
Right, why did you write 1 child in your application form? That's what your
No, my
sponsor
cousin.
has got, yes.
No, I thought...
You forgot?
I think it's...
Okay. Are all these documents you've provided to me here, are they all genuine?
It's original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're saying that your wedding certificate
Yes.
is genuine?
It's genuine, yeah. It's original.
Your bank statement is genuine?
It's genuine.
The birth certificate of your child is genuine?
Yes.
What registry office was this registered at?
Eh?
Where did you register your child's birth?
I think it's Ikeja.
Akeja? Yeah, you sure?
Eh?
Are you sure?
Making mistake with this.
Do you know what registry office you were married at?
Eh?
Do you know what registry office you were married at?
Registrar office. The registrar office is Ikeja.
Okay, and where did you register your child's birth?
My birth file. I think it's Ikeja. Yeah.
Okay, you see this? I can obtain this from on the streets in Lagos. It's signed by exactly the same registrar that you are stating completed your marriage ceremony.
Yes.
Okay?
No, let me...
And that's a blank one that I can just fill in. Yeah? Grace Adolu? Grace Adolu. Okay? Okay, are you telling me the truth?
Sir?
Are you telling me the truth?
Yes.
You are.
The applicant is sticking to his story, but Joe is not convinced. UK immigration officers have been working in Calais since 2002. It's their job to protect the border by stopping the clandestines who hide in lorries who want to enter Britain illegally. It's 2 a.m. and the crew are halfway into their shift. Officer Dave Percival has been working at Calais for 3 years and has seen nearly every trick in the book.
As you can see on this vehicle, it's got a tilt cord that goes through all the loops on the wagon, and then it goes through the winder with a seal on the back, so that's quite a secure vehicle. So vehicles without those, you can just pull the curtain up or even just open the back door. So you do need to have a little bit of security. Like this one that's just come in now, it's got no tilt cord, so you can undo all of these and then just lift the curtain out.
They have the latest kit, heartbeat monitors and CO2 probes. But sometimes all you need is a torch.
No seal!
So you're automatically working on trip
It is, isn't it? Check old Eagle Eye's out over here. Yeah, mate. Hello, mate. Hey, hello. Hey. Come on. This way. Here. This way.
They've found what's known as an
it's
axle
okay.
grabber.
Here.
at some point between the vehicle parking up and the vehicle coming through, someone's climbed onto the axle of the vehicle. So now our priority is to get him off and make sure that he's safe, because he looks like he's quite agile, so he might try and do a runner.
Stand up there for me. One person? One? Sure?
Where are you from? Vietnam? Yeah, it's very unusual to get Vietnamese hiding on the axle of a vehicle, which automatically for me thinks there must be someone else somewhere, so either in another vehicle or inside this one.
The vehicle is clear.
Come see ya.
Good news for the driver. Each clandestine could cost him a fine of £2,000 if he has failed to carry out the proper security checks.
Where have you come from? Belgium? Yeah? Belgium, yeah? He's not going to talk, is he?
Yeah, papers front side?
The axle grabber isn't saying much,
here?
but his paperwork tells some of his story.
Just one?
Papers from the French saying that it was removed. I think it said yesterday.
He was caught by the French only yesterday. UK border agency staff follow the procedure and hand him back to the French. In a few hours, he could be released to risk his life once again.
We hear stories quite regularly about people that have fallen off axles and been crashed under the wheels. It just shows the desperation of people, really, that they're that desperate to get to the UK that they will risk their lives for it.
Hiding in lorries isn't the only way to get into the UK illegally. In Lagos, Nigeria, the black market in fake documents is booming. And back at the British Deputy High Commission, Entry Clearance Officer Joe Doran has looked further into his applicant's case. He has noticed some alarming similarities with a previous fraudulent application.
This gentleman, who's also wearing the same shirt, same jacket and same tie, was refused only a few weeks ago. When he applied, he also submitted all the same documents our applicant now has submitted. The fact that they're wearing the same shirt, same tie and same jacket says to me that they are going to the same agent, and I believe that this is a package, a new package which has just started circulating. I'm just going to see what his relationship is between him and the previous application, because they're all claiming to be the same person's cousin. Thank you. Hello sir, take a seat there for me. Thank you for being so patient with us. Just want to confirm that you're employed as a lecturer at Babcock University.
Babcock University, yeah.
How many students go to Babcock University?
Over 50 students, sir.
That's the whole population,
Yes,
50 students. Do you know a student by the name of Toheeb Yusuf?
I can't hear you very well.
You can't hear me very well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking you, you're a lecturer at Babcock University where
Yes.
there are only 50 students. Do you know a student at that
100.
university by the name of Toheeb Yusuf?
Yeah, I think.
Yes? Is he a relative of yours? Are you
Pardon?
related to
Eh?
Mr. Yusuf?
What is it?
Are you related to Mr. Yusuf?
Yes, my cousin.
He's your cousin?
Yes, my cousin.
Do you know this person? You don't know this person?
No.
This person is your cousin. This is Toheeb Yusuf.
Eh?
This is Toheeb Yusuf, your
Yes.
cousin, who studies at your university where you are employed as a lecturer. He has produced exactly the same documents that you have. Exactly the same. Okay, you signed your application form, okay, and on that declaration, it tells you what the consequences are of making false representations, okay? So think about your answers. Is there anything you wish to say about your child's birth certificate, the wedding certificate? Is there anything you wish to tell me about these now?
For the certificate, marriage certificate.
Yeah. I've already showed you that these are readily available on the street. I don't believe that this is a genuine wedding certificate. Is there anything you wish to tell me, or are these documents still genuine?
It's genuine documents.
Genuine documents. Okay, thank you very much. You'd like to take a seat outside. You'll be given your decision in a few moments, okay?
Okay, sir.
Before making his final decision, Joe must refer the case to his entry clearance manager, Maurice Harper.
This gentleman, who in interview he said by the name was his cousin, when I showed him the picture, he didn't know who he was. All the sponsored documents are exactly the same.
It does look like a package, doesn't it, Joe?
Yeah.
The writing is the same on the application. It is obviously a whole package. The letters are identical, so that's fine. There's definitely a refusal.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Like almost 53,000 other cases a year, the man will be denied entry to Britain.
Thank you for being so patient with us. I know it's taken some time. I have made my decision, and my decision has been to refuse your application. In brief, it's because you have submitted forged documents to me. Do you have anything to say to me?
I don't know.
There you go, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think you took it quite well. It's surprising at how many people will not appeal that decision. They will then reapply, apologising profusely, saying that they got ill-advised by an agent. They completed the form wrong, it was completed by an agent, they didn't realise that they didn't sign that declaration at the back to say that it was completed by an agent. At the moment, it doesn't automatically get banned for 10 years. It's only when he reapplies will the ban start from today's date.
With so many fraudsters caught out every day, it's physically impossible for the police to arrest them all. So the man is free to go. Coming up, the man applying for a UK visa despite the fact he's been living in Britain for 2 years.
Do you do any work? Casual work?
And it's showtime as enforcement officers hit London's West End.
Is this your real name?
Game's up, yeah?
Beckett House, London. The enforcement team have a tip-off that a restaurant in the West End is hiring illegal immigrants.
The intention is to talk to all staff present at the address and identify any persons illegally present or without the legal right to work in the UK. Okay, everybody happy with what they're doing? Any questions?
The restaurant is a Scotch steakhouse popular with tourists on London's Charing Cross Road.
We're doing downstairs.
Okay, could you guys take it downstairs?
The team splits up. Officers Lippington and Mitchell head downstairs to the kitchen whilst Officer Purewell questions the waitress.
How long have you had your visa for? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 3 months. So how long have you been in this country?
2.5, maybe 3 months. No, not 3, no more.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. When does your student visa finish?
Soon.
When?
I don't know if it's soon, maybe 2 weeks.
What are you studying at the moment?
Oh, sorry?
What do you study?
Just college, just sometimes just...
Are you studying English?
Yeah, just only English.
Okay, we're just going to do some checks with the Home Office. We're going to make a phone call because we have records of all visas issued. If you just wait here, yeah. Actually, you know what? Come around here. Come around here.
The waitress is Ukrainian and says she's a student.
Do you work?
If she's telling the truth, the officers will find her records on the Home Office database. Down in the kitchen, Officers
You're just
Lippington and
quiet at the
Mitchell are
moment, so
speaking
it's
to a
just you.
chef.
Okay.
He says he's from Mongolia.
Speak English? Tiny little bit. Okay, don't worry.
You have to come upstairs with us, mate. Yeah?
Turn everything off. Just turn it all off. Okay. We've just got this one. Have you got any ID on you?
Yeah.
Any ID?
Yeah.
Driver's license, passport?
It's not here.
It's not here. Where is it? It's at home?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what's your name?
Sarangirin.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
E.L.
E.L. And what's your family name?
It's John Dutch.
J or G?
It's James J.
J.
How old are you?
26.
And you're from Mongolia, yeah? How long have you been in the UK for? 3.5 years.
Yeah, about 3.
About 3 years. And what leave have you got to be in the UK?
What?
What leave have you got? You've got a work permit, visa.
Visa.
You've got a visa, have you? What type of visa?
Student.
Sorry?
Student.
Student. Student visa. Just do a check. Okay.
When do you go to college then? When are you going to college next?
Now it's just working just part time.
When do you go to when have you been to college? Have you been to college recently?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been to college?
Last 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. So are you going to college at the moment?
Not yet.
Why not?
No. Because now I need money.
So you're not studying at the moment?
Not now.
Have you come to this country to work, or have you come to this country to study?
I want to learn English.
Is that why you've come here?
Yeah.
Is that the main reason why you're in this country, to go to college?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, first of all, she's told my colleague that she's a student. She didn't know what she was studying. She said she last went to college like 2 weeks ago. She's come up with the truth. I didn't believe her at all.
The most that foreign students are allowed to work during term time is 20 hours a week. Both interviewees say they're students, but the Mongolian chef has just admitted to working 40 hours.
Listen to me, no, you're here on a student visa, and you tell me you're working here 40 hours a week. When are you studying? So you're telling me you're working 40 hours a week and you're studying as well? Do you work 40 hours a week every week?
No, just sometimes.
Just sometimes. How many hours a week are you allowed to work when you're studying?
Like maximum is 20.
20 hours, yeah? So how can you, if you're working 40 hours, you're working more hours than you're allowed to, aren't you? And you've been working, not studying. Yeah?
Okay, that's lovely. Let's go with a no trace then. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your help. Thanks. Bye. Bye. No, it's definitely a no trace.
He doesn't appear to be on their database, which could mean he's given them a false name.
We can't find a visa for you. No, we can't find a visa. Where did you get your visa from?
From Mongolia.
From Mongolia?
Yeah.
I'm not believing anything you're telling me at the moment, all right? Because we can't find any trace in your systems. You're not able to show me a passport. I find it all quite difficult to believe, yeah?
There's another way to find his ID.
Where's the scanner?
I think he's going to have to go to the police station.
Scanner.
Yeah, let's scan him.
Officers Lippington and Mitchell are looking for a fingerprint match on their biometric database. In Calais, 20 million tons of freight pass through the port every year. Even with British and French border controls, it's impossible to search every lorry passing through the port. This driver says he has already been stopped by the French.
2, 4. Can we open the driver's indicator? He's had 4 taken out.
The UK team want to check for themselves to make sure none were missed.
There's something wrapped up in black bags. Until I get down there, I can't actually say whether it's a clandestine.
My colleague is going to look at that one. I'm going to look at this one. We don't know what it is at the moment. It could just be bags.
I'm going to go down. I'm not sure whether if this one is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Okay.
Well, that one is open anyway. Hello?
Hello.
you want to take it off? You okay?
Nationality? Vietnam?
From Vietnam?
Vietnam. He's actually wrapped himself.
Okay. Are you okay? You're okay? Okay. Just have to make sure, because they've been covered in plastic bags over their head, that they're all right.
The fact that they've wrapped themselves in plastic is something that we've seen quite a few times. It's very, very dangerous because they don't know how long they're going to be in the lorry for, but they do it because they think they can get around the CO2 control. They think that by breathing into a plastic bag, it's going to contain the carbon dioxide that they produce by breathing, so that it's not going to be in the vehicle, so when we probe it, we won't pick it up. Obviously, it doesn't really work and they're putting their lives at risk.
You alright? Calais. Calais? You're still in Calais, yeah? That? Very silly. Doesn't work. We still found you.
See how much sweat he's got on him from sitting in that bag for too long.
Sit down over here. Just sit down.
That's the bag the man was hiding in. It's been taped in the middle, so it's almost human length.
With no documents and no answers, the team have no idea who these people are. They're handed over to the French, but could be back again within hours.
Oh, they will try again. No doubt about it. These guys are pretty desperate to get to the UK. And as you can see, they'll use any means. We'll probably see them again tomorrow. We might have even seen them yesterday.
Back in Lagos, hopeful visa applicants arrive at the British Deputy High Commissioner. Applicants are called for interview when their application forms alone are not enough to qualify for a visa. This morning, Officer Andy Megan is dealing with a difficult case. The applicant lived in Britain as an illegal immigrant for 2.5 years under a false identity. He's returned to Nigeria to apply for a legitimate UK visa.
He's decided, probably on the advice of a solicitor, to come back to Nigeria and make his application properly as the spouse of someone in the United Kingdom.
Although his wife is from Lagos, the couple met in Britain and they had their first child.
Have a seat, please.
All of this while he was still an illegal immigrant. Despite his dishonest past, he is now prepared to tell all. By coming clean, he hopes he will be allowed to live in Britain legally.
Yeah, I still have
The man has agreed to be filmed, but does not want his face shown.
So when did you first go to the UK?
Yeah, that was 2005, February.
Okay, so how long were you in the UK for before you two guys met up?
Yeah, I think about 2.5 years. So.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
So what did you do for money during this time, 2.5 years?
Yeah, just the guide. I mean, I've got a friend as well who accommodated me, and sometimes he do give me some money. Accommodated me. I don't have.
Did you do any work? Casual work?
No.
Come on, you've told the truth and everything else here.
Yeah. No.
No, you didn't take any jobs?
No.
Okay. No. Have you ever applied for a place to study in the UK?
No.
No? You sure?
That was early 2004.
Early 2004, before all this?
Yeah.
I remember he told me he applied for.
I applied 2004. That
You're
was,
married now, she's allowed to hit you?
Yeah, that was, which school is that? University of East London.
Okay, an outmoded term, but when did you guys start dating?
That's, was it in April, I think April, May, I can't really...
What, in 2007?
Yeah.
Did you tell her at that time how you got to the UK?
To be honest, I didn't firstly told her.
I wouldn't have, never mind.
To be honest, I didn't tell her.
Okay.
But then, as time goes on, she wants to know.
Yeah.
But later...
Later on you told her. So when did you contact your solicitor?
Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Maybe January.
Yeah, he said he's going on holiday when he comes back.
Yeah.
So after then...
So we're talking early 2008?
Yeah.
What did they say?
So he said, no, go back to Nigeria.
Okay. Okay, I've got no other questions for you. If you want to meet outside, I'll look through the documents, and I'll let you know what my decision is.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back in the London steakhouse, and the Ukrainian waitress can't be found on the Home Office database.
Do you want to go to a police station? No, you don't. Do you want to go to police stations? Are not very nice. It's really hot outside, and the cells are not very nice. So, are you going to tell me the truth?
Marriott Court. You're going to take us to Marriott again? Just there.
You don't have a visa. So how did you come to the UK? Did you come in on an airplane? Did you come on a train?
Keys to your house.
Train.
The train, yeah? You came on the train. Okay. And when you came to this country, did you see an immigration officer?
Yep.
And explain to me what happened when you came. Did you show the immigration officer your passport?
Yep.
And what did you have a visa in your passport? No. And did the immigration officer ask you any questions?
No questions.
No questions. So they didn't ask you no questions and they let you through? That doesn't happen.
I just buy in Poland in like market.
Well, can we not get into your house? Can you not show us your passport?
No good letter.
You can't show us your passport.
Okay, so somebody brought you here illegally. Yeah? Thank you. That's all we wanted to know. Right.
She finally
Just to
admits
remind
she
you,
doesn't have a UK visa and has paid an agent €3,000 to get into Britain.
But the situation is that you've told me under caution that you've entered the UK illegally by using someone else's documents to come here. You're aware that you're illegally, therefore you're under arrest. We're going to take your personal belongings and we're going to go to our van. Do you understand that? Okay?
Now the officers need the woman's passport to begin the removal process. She has told them it's at her house. This will be their next destination.
We're going to go to the house. We're going to see if we can find their passport. If we can find their passport, we're going to send her home. Just take a seat. Watch your head as you get in. Nice and slow. Just take a seat.
Back inside the restaurant, officers Lippington and Mitchell have a positive match for the Mongolian chef.
Possible identification.
Let's see. Hang on, let's write it down. Is this you?
Is this you? Is this your real name?
Game's up, yeah? Is that you?
There's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about. With that nice lady,
Yeah.
she's going to search you, okay?
You're going to tell us the truth, yeah?
Yeah,
Asylum.
finished.
Date of birth, 18th of the 11th, 79.
Yeah.
You're good at it, aren't you? But not that good.
Ah.
CEO.
You've seen immigration before.
Yeah, he's a face.
We get there in the end, and you've just caused yourself so much more trouble by lying.
He gave them a false name. Now they can cross-check his real identity with the Home Office database, and there's a surprising result.
Is he not Faz?
No, he's been removed. He's come back again.
Coming up, a painful decision for the Ukrainian waitress, as she's forced to choose between her friends and being locked up in a detention centre.
Okay, which one is it? I don't know which house is it.
In central London, officers Lippington and Mitchell now know the identity and immigration status of the Mongolian chef. He's a failed asylum seeker who's previously been removed from Britain.
I'm coming from Becca House Arrest Team. I was wondering if I could do a check on a name that's...
This gentleman gave us a false story under caution. We've got his true identity and we know that he's a Mongolian who was previously removed. So what we're trying to do now is find out how he's re-entered the country. We're checking we know what his real name is. We're checking the systems now to find out if we've got any record of him re-entering the country.
In August last year, we sent you home, didn't we? Yes? Right. So how did you get back in?
Someone just told me she was just on a passport again.
You used someone else's passport again, yeah? Was it a Mongolian passport that you used when you came back in? Was it a friend's passport or was it your passport?
No, just someone. It's not mine.
It wasn't a friend or anything. Did you pay money to someone? How much money? You paid £1,000.
This gentleman is under arrest for illegal entry. Yeah. Okay? You're under arrest for illegal entry. I remind you, you're under caution, yeah?
Interesting.
I'm putting these on.
The man was sent back to Mongolia after spending 2 days in detention.
It's not the first time he's been here. Watch your head, be careful.
In Lagos, Nigeria, Officer Megan has made a decision about the man who lived illegally in Britain but now wants a genuine British visa.
Ah, you're there. I thought you said you weren't there. Right. You'll be pleased to know that your solicitor was correct. I'm going to issue you your visa. Okay? So you can go back to the UK.
Thank you.
You shouldn't have done it that way in the first place.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. God bless you.
We wanted a good solicitor first of all. Okay?
Thanks so
you very
much.
much.
God bless you, sir.
It's an adventure you've had. 2005.
Thank you.
You could say they're a bit happy. Madame was quite ecstatic, so she's quite happy. And he's relieved. That's it. Sometimes we do bring a bit of sunshine into people's lives. Not very often.
Yeah. Arena, you're going to give me your address now.
In London, the
We're not
enforcement
trusting your
team need to
boyfriend.
find the Ukrainian waitress's passport
You have
so
to
they
believe
can
me.
deport her. But she refuses to tell them where she lives.
Because her boyfriend's illegal as well. She doesn't want us to go around and have the boyfriend. And she said there's 8 other Ukrainian people living there. So I don't think she wants to be responsible for other people's fate.
The woman hasn't given them an address, but the team have managed to find one by using her mobile phone.
We're going to an address in Lewisham. We're going to try and find this Ukrainian lady's passport so we can send her home. What's your head? Yeah, it's all right, it's all right. Just go on the pavement first because there's a road. Number 27, yeah?
I'm sorry.
Number 27, this is your house?
No.
No, you don't live here then?
No.
We're going to try the house anyway. I've been given this address as your house. Okay, all right. We'll try it. We'll try it. If not, we'll go back in the van, all right? Okay, yeah? All right.
I think they lived in this club, but nobody there now. It's empty now, is it? It's empty.
The address is out of date. The current resident tells the officers a group of Ukrainians moved out months ago.
Watch your head and sit down in the front as you sat before, please. Sit down, please. All right, all right.
We can't release you without an address. You're illegally in the UK, so we have to know where you're living. We don't like detaining people, and we don't detain them unless we have to.
The woman lives with her boyfriend and 8 other Ukrainians.
But we do need an address.
She doesn't want to get
we need
them
an address
into
to release you
trouble
too.
with immigration.
Are you ready to give me No, we're not going to take everybody. No, we just need your address to verify where you live. I'll talk to your boyfriend. I'll call him.
You need to think about yourself.
Too many problems.
You need to think about yourself, don't you?
Will you take us there? Will you take us there? Will you take us to your house? Please.
I can show you.
Could you show us, yeah? She's given us a road which is just around the corner from here, and she's 50-50 about telling us where she lives, so we're going to take her there. And I told her our options, and it's down to her now to tell us where she lives, otherwise she's just going to be detained. You got them keys?
I'm right down here, yeah?
Helen, you got them keys, innit? Okay, which one is it? Arena, which house is it? You're not going to tell us?
I can't, sorry.
You have to tell us. You have to tell us.
She can't bring herself to give up her friends. It leaves the team with no option. Without her passport, she will have to serve time in a detention centre waiting for her emergency removal papers.
If it means she's in detention for weeks, maybe a month, that's going to happen. We've given all the options. We've helped her as much as we can, but we have to draw a line somewhere. She's going to be detained, and we're going to send her home.
While the Ukrainian waitress was in Colnbrook Detention Centre, her passport was handed in by a friend. She claimed asylum, which was refused, and after spending over 2 months in detention, was removed back to the Ukraine. 25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Agency. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, visa officers play Spot the Imposter in Lagos, Nigeria.
The facial expression in all of them is all the same.
It's the end of the road for a Lithuanian ram raider.
I don't think that's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
And Eastern promises are broken in a Chinese takeaway.
I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Heathrow is one of the world's busiest airports. Terminal 2 is its oldest terminal. A flight from Lagos, Nigeria has just landed. At the desk is Officer Bali Ruprai. She's been part of the passport team at Heathrow for almost 7 years.
Just take your passports and your landing card. Okay, just the one passport, yeah? Yes.
All the passengers have passed through, except for one. This man says he's a security guard in London and has permission to work here, but his passport has a fake document. Officer Ruprai has noticed the stamp belongs to a woman.
We have an indefinite leave stamp which is in the document. This has, the pages that the stamp is on has simply been taken out of somebody else's genuine passport and stitched into this document.
To get this far on a false document, he will have completely avoided the British High Commission in Lagos and hoodwinked airline staff on boarding the plane.
Is this you? Okay, I just need you to come with me. Right, I'm going to go downstairs to search your bags. Okay? Do you know why we've stopped you today? Okay, we're not happy with your document. Is this your document? No? It is your
now
document.
It's time for a bag search with Officer Ruprai and her colleague, Officer Talavantu.
What's your real name?
My name's Benson. Sorry? Benson.
Okay, whose is this passport?
I have a problem for where I came
Okay, answer the question please. This passport, who does it belong to?
The passport?
Yes.
There's somebody that gave it to me. I normally call him Uncle London. I have a problem at home now.
Right. We need to search your bags. And then, okay, 1 second. We need to search your bags, and then after we will go upstairs and we will talk about what problem you have. Okay?
First things, where did you get the passport from?
There's a good Samaritan that gave it to me.
A Good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Good Samaritans forge passports nowadays.
In Lagos.
In Lagos?
Yeah, so I expressed everything to him.
Okay.
I told him everything that happened.
Okay. Okay, this looks like a crib sheet. It says here, where do you work? I am a security officer in Oak Kent Road. These are the answers that you were giving us on the desk.
I'm just doing it on my own, sir, because I know...
Is that correct? Isn't that what you said on the desk? You did say that I work on the Oak Kent Road. Is that correct? Yeah? That is correct, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What else are you not telling us?
I said I have problem at home.
Okay, you keep saying you've got problems.
Yeah.
We've told you we'll come to those later. Okay, but for us to be able to help you, you have to be honest with us now.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm telling
no
you
point
the truth,
being, no point telling us any stories. So what is your real name again? Sorry, I've forgotten.
My name?
Your real name, yeah.
My name?
Yes.
Benson.
Benson. Can you just write on the back of this card your date of birth? 17 September 1993.
Yes, sir.
17 September 1993. That makes you, by my crude calculations, 15.
Yeah.
You're 15 years old.
Well, by 17th of September, I will become 16.
You on the 17th of September. Okay.
The officers suspect that Benson has been trained in Nigeria to beat the UK immigration system.
Okay, let's go.
He's claiming to be 15. He doesn't appear to be 15. it's possible that he's claiming to be a minor because it's more difficult to remove minors from the United Kingdom. This is something we will be continuing to look at. Just going to go and place him into the holding room. Okay, Benson, I need you to get up, please. Are you tired? Sorry?
My eyes are turning me.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you into another room where you're going to be a bit more comfortable. You can have something to eat there and have something to drink, okay? If you just want to come through with me. Benson, just follow me.
No, there's no point in Italy because she is already dealing with your case,
know,
and you'll be given plenty of opportunity to. You'll
I'm
be
not
given
given opportunity to. I swear.
You'll be interviewed further.
Okay, Benson.
There's no need to
Benson.
do like this, okay?
Please, sir.
Benson, we
You'll
need
be
you to
given
get up.
I have a problem. No, please, sir, believe me, please. I swear, please.
Listen.
I ran away. Look at my brush. Look at my toothbrush. See, can't tell me
Okay,
that.
calm down, William. Calm down first. Calm down.
Benson claims to have run away.
I need you to get
If he's
up.
telling the truth, he's a vulnerable child in a foreign country. But it could all be part of his plan to get into the
You go there,
UK.
relax yourself, have something to eat.
Coming up, the man with 2 birthdays.
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
And caught at Calais, the man with an international arrest warrant.
You had a choice either to do this or not to do this. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Lagos, Nigeria, a city with a worldwide reputation for fraud. The streets are awash with outlets for fake documents. Documents that are then used in attempts to obtain genuine UK visas at the British High Commission. This is the front line in the battle against fraud. In 2008, 9,000 fraudulent documents were submitted in applications for UK visas. Entry clearance officers are trained in sifting out the fake from the genuine.
People supply birth certificates, wedding certificates and photos as family ties in Nigeria to show that they have an incentive to return here. Like, for example, these photos here. The facial expression in all of them is all the same. It's just been totally superimposed there on all 3 photos.
But not all fraudsters are so easily detected. This man is applying for a UK visitor's visa. It's his 4th attempt. Records show that he has 2 different dates of birth. Today, Officer Phil Morgan will ask him about his 2 birthdays and about some fake documents from an earlier application.
On his previous application, he submitted forged share certificates. So we'll raise that at interview and ascertain whether these are actually his certificates. If he admits to them being, then he will automatically fall to be refused. Morning. Who completed your visa application form?
It is me.
You did?
Yeah.
Your previous passport had your date of birth as the 25th of December 1972. Now your present passport...
That is the correct date of birth.
Which one?
This 15th of August, 1975, 1976.
Now with your last application,
yeah,
you submitted these share certificates.
Oh, that was a mistake. This is not my own. It is the agent that I gave I submit to the travel agency during that time.
But the share certificates are in your name.
I know it's written in my name, but it's not my own.
It's not yours?
Yeah.
How come? Can you explain why the share certificates are in your name?
Yeah. The certificate that I submitted to the travel agency, if you understand what I'm saying, it is them that printed all these things, but I don't know. They came to our shop to collect their money, so that's how that come up.
Okay. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a businessman.
What business are you in?
Trading.
In
I'm
trading?
selling generator, yeah.
Are there any other documents you want me to see?
Yeah. This is my school cert to back.
this your
the
West
passport.
African Examination Council
Yeah.
certificate, yeah?
Yeah. I know it's going to be a challenge for me to come here and do
Okay.
that, but I just want you to know that it's my
Well, I'll need to take a photocopy of that, all right?
Yeah.
That's the end of the interview. If you wouldn't mind waiting outside in the waiting room, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've got his West African Examination Council school certificate, which is sort of the equivalent of O-levels or GCSEs in England. And on this certificate, it states his date of birth as the 15th of August 1976, which is the date of birth reflected in his new passport. He hasn't satisfactorily explained these share certificates. We know they're counterfeit, so he has used deception in a previous application. So I am of the opinion that this application will be refused, but we could get him arrested by the local Nigerian police force. Hi, Mr. Yusuf. Your visa application has been refused.
Yeah?
Your visa application has been refused. Your current...
it has been refused.
Yes, it's been refused, okay. And the reason for your refusal is that you submitted forged documents with your previous application. Yes, okay. Right, there's a copy for you. I can't hear you, sorry. Sorry?
Did I stand a chance to apply in another time?
No, because of your previous deception, you've been banned for 10 years before you can apply for another visa application, okay? The gentleman over there has your documents and passport.
My name is Alex Lawal from the Special Force Unit.
A Lagos police officer escorts him from the premises.
You know that forgery is a criminal offense? You don't know.
The man escapes with a warning. Their priority is arresting the large-scale fraudsters running the trade in false documents. Two and a half thousand miles away in London, and Benson, a passenger from Lagos, is still adamant he is 15 years old. Officer Ruprai suspects he's been coached
we've got
and is referring this case to her chief immigration officer.
What's interesting is the crib notebook that we found in his bags. We've got questions like, you know, where do you live in London? His response, where in London do you live? And, you know, it's listed the address exactly where. An interesting one, how do you like the airport or get to the airport to your house? I take the underground tube, and it lists which ones he should be getting to get himself there. But that's quite interesting.
Yeah, they've obviously prepared him, haven't they? Or tried to prepare him.
I may ask him in the interview and see exactly what he says. You just take a seat. Take a seat on that side there. We have this document that is not yours. Do you agree with me? Okay, this document contains an indefinite leave stamp. Whose stamp is this?
The person I bought this thing from.
What is the name of that person?
We normally call him Uncle London.
Uncle?
London.
London. Okay, why do you have a notebook and why do you have questions in there regarding what you're doing here in the UK?
After I bought this thing from the boy person, so I said when I get to London, so where will I go?
Yeah.
He said, okay, he said I should just say I'm working in a construction site.
How do you know Uncle London?
When I get to Lagos to see my friend now take me there. Say since I have problem, I should go and meet him so that he can just give me a helping hand.
You say you're 15, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you do at home in Nigeria?
I'm a student, sir.
A student?
Yes, sir.
And where do you study?
Sir?
Where do you study?
I studied at the Kutebo Grammar School.
When did you join this high school?
That was 1990.
1990? Right, so you...
Not, I said 1990. 2006.
2006?
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned 1990.
No, I said 1990. If I went to school 1990, by now I'm supposed to be a graduate.
Right, okay.
I want to say 2006 because I'm in JS3.
Okay, so just so to satisfy my curiosity, why did you mention that 1990 date?
Huh?
Why did you mention that
I
1990
want to mention 2000. Me looking at you people, let me just tell you simple. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I believe that you're not 15.
I'm 15
To me, you look older than 15.
I'm 15.
Okay, how will I believe that you are 15?
I'm 15.
How will I believe that?
Take it from me.
Okay, when you arrived, Benson, you lied to the immigration officer. Earlier, you lied and said this was your passport.
Huh?
So how can I believe you?
No, that was initially just, I'm afraid, I don't know what to say.
Okay, at the moment, you don't have a visa in this document which is genuinely being issued to you, so we will be refusing you and returning you to Lagos. How do you feel about that?
Oh, please, no. Please, sir.
Okay, Benson. Okay, Benson.
Please, sir. Please.
Benson, I need you to look at me. Take a seat, sit there and talk to me and tell me what your problem is, and then I can help you. Why can't I send you back to Nigeria? Because this passport has
I'm not in safe hands.
Okay, why are you not in safe hands?
I lost my dad and my mom. So, after the burial ceremony, I'm at home alone. So I saw the money they brought from the bank. So I collected the whole money.
You took money from where?
I said I lost my dad and my mom.
Okay.
So after the burial ceremony, so they now said we should go and bring the money he has. So after keeping the money, I went there and I collected the money.
What happened? Both of them died on the same day.
Armed robbers, thieves, came to our house. So they said they want money. So then my father is not with money. So the other thief now tell him, say, you should waste those people since they don't have money.
Right.
So that is how it happened. So they shot the two of them. After rushing them to hospital, they died. The family of my father, they are after me. That is what I'm talking. That is why I went to Lagos.
What will happen if you go back to Nigeria?
They want to kill me. That is just the simple truth.
So what do you want from us today?
I just want you people to keep me in safe hands. Safe hands.
And how do you think we can do that?
You can just, I don't know. You know, I'm a stranger, yes. I don't know. I just beg so that you can help me.
So are you saying that you wish to claim asylum while you're here in the UK?
I don't know the meaning of asylum.
If you want us to help you, you need to keep telling the truth.
I will always tell you the truth, and that is just the truth. Listen, I swear.
Okay, which is fine, but you're telling us you're 15 years old and we don't believe you.
I'm 15 years old.
Okay, and we need to establish that. We need to find out your real age. So if you help us, we can help you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay? If you just want to come through. If you want to take your Holy Bible, you can. We've interviewed him. He is wanting us to help him because he has a problem back in Nigeria. I've put it to him, does he wish to claim asylum? He said he's not fully aware of it. However, he can't go back to Nigeria because he said his family members will kill him.
Okay, then, so from here, really, we need to think about getting social services involved and processing his case for asylum.
They don't believe he's a child of 15. They think he's in his early 30s. But without proof either way, they follow the rules and hand him over to social services for an age test. Whilst waiting for this test, he was placed in a house in southeast London. He has since vanished and his current whereabouts is unknown. Calais, northern France. In 2008, the UK Border Agency searched over 1 million lorries and stopped 28,000 attempts to cross the channel illegally. This morning, it's business as usual.
Yeah. How many? 1, 2, 3, 5, possibly. Where are you from? Iraq, Iran, Afghan? 5 of you?
Okay.
The team has found 5 stowaways, 1 from Iran and 4 from Afghanistan. Of all the nationalities caught attempting to enter the UK illegally, Afghans are the most frequently encountered.
So this actually looks like where they've got in. They've tried to put it back together with a couple of pieces of, looks like shoelaces. Yeah, that's where they pointed out to me where they've got in Calais, about 3 hours ago, they said.
But searching for stowaways in the back of trucks isn't the only way to stop people from entering the UK. Officer John Kendall is checking passengers at passport control, boarding ferries by coach and car. His team have stopped a man from Lithuania, believing him to be the subject of a European arrest warrant.
It turns out that he's of interest to the Austrian police. He's on a European arrest warrant, and it appears that he is suspected of being involved in a ram raid on a jeweller's in Austria. Apparently he lives in Ireland, so I think we're going to have to look into that further, possibly looking to refuse him admission to the UK.
Yes, I would definitely recommend.
Yep.
No, that's great.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Let me know what happens.
Okay, you just come with me if you want.
The Lithuanian man is wanted in Austria to face charges for ram raiding a jeweller's. He's lived in Ireland for 2 years but claims he can't speak any English. It's Saturday afternoon and there are no interpreters at Calais, but Officer Kendall manages to get one over the phone.
What was the purpose of your trip to Austria?
O, čia labai ilgai pasakot, šitą visą galėčiau papasakot, bet per vieną žmogų susipažinau su vienu tokiu žmogumi ir mes išvažiavome, aš buvau ką tik grįžęs iš armijos.
So you thought you were going to find a job in Austria?
Iš tikrųjų, aš žinojau, kad kažką gal reikės daryti nelegalaus, arba jisai paskui žadėjo, kad susirasim darbus.
When you say you knew you'd be doing something illegally, what do you mean by that?
Iš tikrųjų, kai mes su juos susitikom, čia vardas Elvis yra, net nežinau, čia gal pravardė. Elvis. Čia gal pravardė ar vardas, jau aš net nežinau. Jisai pasakodavo, kaip anksčiau jisai važinėja, tenai apvaginėja parduotuvės ir nieks nieko nepagauna, jie labai gerai iš to gyveno.
So you went to Austria with the intention of shoplifting?
Jau kai aš nuvažiavau, tenai man nebuvo kitų pasirinkimų. Man kai buvo Lietuvoje, man nieks nieko nepasaka reikės. Man tik sakė, kad viskas bus gerai.
You had a choice as an adult either to do this or not to do this. And you chose to do it. You knew what you were doing was illegal.
Aš sakau, dėl to buvo man rizika, nes, sakau, žmonės buvo ten su gera mašina jie buvo.
So you're saying that you were coerced into doing this?
Galima sakyti taip, kaip ir privertė, mes jau neturėjom kito pasirinkimo.
Did they hold your passports while you were in Austria?
Ne, viskas buvo su mum.
No, we can't passport to that.
So your only reason so far really for doing this is that you didn't have enough money to leave.
Taip, mes neturėjom.
I don't really think that your motive is very good. If your excuse for doing this was, yes, I knew full well that what I was doing was illegal, but I needed the money to get home, I don't think that's really an excuse for committing a crime, do you?
Jie gal nesupranta iš tikrųjų, kai viskas būna, jeigu nežinai, kas bus, jeigu atsisakysi.
Before you'd left Lithuania, you knew you were going to be doing something illegal, but you still chose to do it. At that point, there were no pressures on you whatsoever. You could have stayed in Lithuania. Is that correct?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
The man has admitted taking part in the ram raid, but the offence took place in Austria, not Britain. As an EU citizen, he is normally free to travel anywhere in Europe, but if Officer Kendall has grounds to believe that he poses a threat to Britain, he will not be allowed entry, and then he can hand him over to the French police. Coming up, the Welsh enforcement team visit a repeat offender at a Chinese takeaway.
Got a warrant to enter the premises.
Come and sit in the front.
And things go from bad to worse for the Lithuanian ram raider.
I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
2008, UK Border Agency arrested 10,000 illegal immigrants in raids across the country. Enforcement teams build cases from intelligence they've gathered, as well as information from the general public. Today, the Swansea team are visiting a Chinese takeaway in Morriston, one of the most populated areas of the city.
We are going to visit Ming's Kitchen. Basically, we've had information in to suggest that there are immigration offenders working illegally at the premises. The three-storey building, terraced. There is no visible rear to the property, so on this occasion we'll all be going through the front door. Seeing as you know Swansea so well. We visited there last year and we encountered a number of people working illegally. A fine was imposed on the takeaway. Unfortunately, we have been to certain establishments on 2 or 3 occasions and they haven't learned their lessons, and further fines have been imposed. So we'll see what happens now in the next 5-10 minutes.
Hello there, immigration. We've got a warrant to enter the premises.
We've got a warrant to enter.
Okay.
Come and sit in the front. Oh gosh. Come around the front.
You mind coming and sit here, please?
Come and sit down.
Hello, come out, sir. Immigration. Okay, just follow my colleague out to the front there, please.
Don't worry, it's no problem. We'll just get some identification from you and check, okay?
How are you? If you want to come through for me, please.
How many people here?
2.
2. You 2?
Yeah.
No more people? No more?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody upstairs?
My baby.
You're sleeping?
Yeah, she's
Do you want to go with this lady?
Yeah.
Sorry, next to.
Will you come with me to look upstairs? Thank you.
Stay over there, thank you.
Don't worry, no panic, don't worry.
The owner of the restaurant says there's no one else in the building except for her baby, asleep upstairs.
I asked the lady whilst we were upstairs if she had an identification, and she says she's got a Chinese passport, which I've brought down, and a British passport for her baby. So we'll just check that now to make sure it's genuine and it's got the correct visa inside, and she'll be fine. Yep. She's got a residence permit with limited leave to remain. She's allowed to work in the UK. It was granted in March last year. And she's already registered the baby as a British citizen. So there's no issue with the baby.
She came in as a spouse. After the 2 years, she applied for indefinite leave and was granted it and gets that vignette. So, yeah, not subject to control anymore.
The owner was married to a British national, but is now divorced. Both she and her baby have permission to live and work in the UK. But the team have suspicions about the man found in the kitchen, who she claims is her new partner.
Okay. Does he have a passport or any form of identification?
No.
Okay, okay. How long has he been in the UK?
他问你在英国多久了？
大概有13年了吧。
13年哈，for 13 years.
Okay. Did he enter the country illegally?
Yes, that's what he said.
Has he made any applications to the Home Office to stay here legally?
Asylum seeker.
He's claimed asylum
Yeah,
already, has he?
yeah.
Okay. And he says that his asylum was approved.
He said at the beginning they approved, the later they refused.
Okay, they don't normally approve and then disapprove. So he's got paperwork upstairs?
Yeah, that's
The man's story is unusual. He says the Home Office granted him asylum, but revoked it at a later date. If he's found to be an illegal worker, the owner will be fined up to £10,000. Back in Calais, and Officer Kendall is interviewing the Lithuanian ram raider. The officer will not invoke the European arrest warrant, but will investigate the case.
Have you ever had any other problems with the police or law enforcement authorities?
Neturėjau, tik tiek, kad ten viešosios tvarkos pažeidimas ten toksai.
And have you had any problems since you've been living in Ireland?
gyvendamas Airijai?
Nu, irgi tas pats, o ten viešosios tvarkos, ten triukšmavimas, dar kas nors.
Just once?
Nu, tu.
Maybe two. I'm sure you remember how many times you've been arrested by the police.
Du, yeah.
So you've had two problems in Ireland in 2 years. Decent average. Okay, so the Austrians have issued a European arrest warrant for your arrest for what you were doing in Austria. If the arrest warrant's enforced by the French police, you'll be arrested and probably returned to Austria. Okay, so I will go and speak to my senior officers, and we need to decide if you're going to be refused admission to the United Kingdom or not. And you've understood every single word I've been saying without the interpreter, haven't you?
Yes.
So why did you insist on me wasting public money on the interpreter? Not really funny, is it?
With the admission of his part in the ram raid and 2 other offences whilst living in Ireland, Officer Kendall considers he has grounds to prevent the man from entering the UK. But first, he refers the case to his chief.
Finished the interview with our Lithuanian guest. He's more or less admitted that he has committed the offence that the Austrians have accused him of.
So he does present a serious threat to the fundamental interest of society.
I would say, I think, as he knowingly travelled from Lithuania to Austria to commit a criminal offence, there's a chance of reoffending. So.
What I'll do then is I'll contact the duty inspector and refer your findings to her and see how we go from there.
Yep.
Once again, the case is referred upwards before a final decision is made.
Right, I have a young male Lithuanian national who presented himself at the control a couple of hours ago. Yes. I mean, we believe here that, you know, he presents a serious threat to the fundamental interests of society by personal conduct, so we were looking to refuse him L1. Thank you. No problem, have a good day. Take care, bye now. Okay. Yes, please. We go ahead then and refuse admission. And what I've discussed with Penny...
Entry to the UK is denied. Later that day, the man was handed over to the French police, who enforced his return to the Austrian authorities. In South Wales, the Swansea enforcement team are in the bedroom of a Chinese man found working in a takeaway. Foreign nationals and asylum seekers are not allowed to work in the UK unless given permission by the Home Office. He claims he was allowed to work while his asylum application was being processed.
Okay, the gentleman's shown me a letter which is received from the Home Office. He's obviously made an application to the Home Office and he's written to them requesting whether he can take employment while his asylum application is being considered. We can use this document to, it's got references on it, so we can check with Home Office then what stage his asylum application is at. Okay, Mr. Zhu, let's go back downstairs then.
The letter is from the Home Office detailing a request for asylum in 1997. But it's unclear whether the application was successful. Downstairs, the owner of the takeaway is also being questioned about the man's immigration status. No matter how many hours he works, even working for free.
Sorry? How long has he been helping out in the kitchen?
If he's in Britain illegally, she's breaking the law.
He was working in the kitchen when we came in?
No. He just
helping?
Help and look after baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you pay him for helping out?
Nothing.
Okay. So how many hours does he help out normally each day?
1 hour.
But 1 hour each day?
No, sometimes because I have got a baby have to be looked after. So
yes.
He's a response for look after baby.
Okay, so sometimes 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any documents to say that that man can be in the UK and is allowed to work here?
He got the NI number.
NI National Insurance.
Okay,
The Home Office database will reveal whether the man is here legally or not.
Right, I'll give you the family name is Zhu, that's X-ray uniform. Illegal entrant. Has he submitted any other applications? Right, so it's just an illegal entry case. Okay, is he reporting at all? No. Absconder. Right, okay then. Okay. Lovely, thank you. Thanks, Angela. Bye now.
It's been confirmed. The man is in Britain illegally. Since 1997, he has been missing and listed as an absconder.
This form is a notice of potential liability because your partner here is working here and shouldn't be. Well, we found him in the kitchen. He says he's been here 6 months. Whether he's a childminder, whether he's working in the kitchen, makes little difference. He's not allowed to work. He's got no permission. This will go off to our office in Manchester, and they will write to you then. But you stand to be fined potentially up to £10,000 for him being here.
Sorry, sir. I have to explain to you.
Yeah, this is just a notification of potential liability. The Manchester office will write to you now, and then anything you want to try and explain, you can put to Manchester. Okay? Just sign in there for me, please. And I'll give you a copy, and I'll keep a copy then, okay? Thanks.
The man caught working in the kitchen was put on bail and is reporting every week to his local police station, whilst UK Border Agency get the documents they need to remove him from Britain. The owner is fined £5,000, but she is adamant she did not employ an illegal worker.
I don't know what happened right now. He just come down to cook some food for himself. This is kitchen for business, still for our life, you know. So I don't think so. I got to employ him. Nothing. So I think I don't need to pay the fine.
Coming up, the Canadian woman with unusual holiday plans.
What will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently, and then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine.
At Terminal 3, Officer Lisa Lee has stopped a Canadian woman who has come to the UK for 2 weeks to visit a British man she met on the internet.
The reason we've got concerns is that she's told us that the gentleman she's coming to see has paid for her ticket. They've never met. She's only got $10 in cash. No real idea what she wants to do in the UK. And she is on quite a lot of medication for various medical complaints that she claims to have. So I need to get that checked out before I can decide whether or not she's allowed to have any. Lexi, can you come over? I understand from my colleague you're taking certain tablets at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Can I please have them? I need to show them to our doctor.
I have stage 4 malignant melanoma.
Okay. So you're on tablets for that?
Yeah.
Okay. What else are you taking?
I take 4 10 milligram Valiums a day.
Okay. Do you need anything at the moment? Any of your tablets at the moment?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
If it's all right with you, I'll take the medication to the doctor here. Yeah. So you rattle when you walk then, yeah? The amount you have to take. All right.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I think it's really wrong that your airport detains people who are mostly colored and people who look different.
Listen, let me tell you something. Okay, we don't treat...
No, you're not listening to me first. Let me
Okay,
explain.
all right.
So let me explain to you, that's wrong.
Okay, let me explain to you why that might be the case and why you might see it like that, okay? The reason being that any of these people are here is because we have an immigration issue with them. It doesn't matter what colour they are, what gender they are, we don't care. We're interested in their immigration status and that's it. All right, let me do this. I'll be as quick as I can, okay? And then I'll come back and speak to you and we'll try and get this done as quickly as we can, all right? I've just been in to see our port doctor just to get the lady's medication checked out. There's no specific medication in what we have that's given to cancer patients specifically for melanoma. And the doctor said that it's a terminal illness, but that there's no prognosis in terms of length of life. It could be a year, it could be 5. He said, you know, provided she's okay, then she's fit to be detained, no problem. and we'll just crack on with it as we would any other person.
The first job is to contact the man she met on the internet. He's downstairs waiting to meet her. Can he explain how she will get by in London for 2 weeks on just $10?
How long have you known each other, sir? That you met online. He has paid for her ticket. He runs his own business. He said, I'm pretty well off. She's just come in to spend time with me. We're going to go around London. We're going to do lots of partying. That's what I like to do. So we need to speak to her really now and get her side of the story. Why have you come to the UK?
Because I got a divorce with my husband. In Canada, it's legal to get married to transgenders. The whole time I'd been talking to Mike, but we were just friends. As soon as he heard I was divorced, he just said, come to London. He said, London's a really great place and you'll be happy.
And what will you do whilst you're in the UK?
We're gonna go fishing apparently. And then we're gonna do heroin, cocaine, no, just joking. Do the touristy thing. Try to see the Queen and hit her with a car aerial.
Why?
Because that'd be something to say that you did. And I'm gonna open a brothel.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a small.
Small one? How many people are you going to employ?
I don't know, I was thinking maybe you should come work.
I don't think I'd earn you much money.
Trust me.
I'm flattered, but you know.
I'll doll you up.
One of my concerns is your health, okay? Do you have like healthcare, travel insurance for whilst you're here?
My cancer and stuff like that?
Mm.
You don't have to worry about me.
But you told me it was stage 4, that's quite serious,
Yeah.
right?
Stage 4, yeah. But they cut most of it out of my back, and they cut out like a really good tattoo too, look.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Alright. Right, there you go. I'll come back when I've spoken to my chief, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So they didn't need the gloves, no problem.
No. But this is your boss, right?
She's my big boss.
Yeah. We were talking in the office, and she told me that I need to do a prostate exam on me.
I didn't.
Don't
help me.
My God. Well, that was the most interesting interview I've ever done. That's quite amusing. I'm sure she was just trying to distract me from asking all the questions because she was quite a character. Everything she says in terms of her reasons for visiting, I mean, you know, who am I to say that somebody shouldn't come and visit their internet friend? You know, it's more and more common these days. Let's go and see what my chief says. He's going to love me.
Before making a final decision, Officer Lee must run it past her chief.
Overall, I mean, if you're satisfied that she meets the immigration...
I'm pretty certain she does, and I do believe, I mean, she said, I want to go home. I believe she has the intention to return. So
on balance, you're happy to...
On balance, I think we'll land. I'll go and let her know, because I told her that I'd let her know as soon as I knew, so that she could be prepared. Okay, there's good news.
And bad news?
No, just good news. You're going to be granted entry. We're going to give you a stamp in your passport for a couple of weeks to come and visit Mike.
Yeah.
Come on then, my dear.
I hate the UK. But she was very nice. It was fun.
At last, Officer Lee can let her passenger cross the border to meet her internet friend for the first time.
At the end of the day, we have to be satisfied with certain things. One of them is that she's going to have somebody look after her, or that she can look after herself while she's here. Money, somewhere to live, that was all fine. That she's going to leave the UK. I'm happy, it was a good job, good decision. Let's hope she has fun. I expect she will. Watch out for her.
25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Force. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right. They are the UK Border Force. Tonight, uncovering deception with the enforcement team,
Why are you letting people into this house and sleep in here if you don't know who they are? Why have you got this lady's passport?
Customs are on the money at Heathrow.
I don't give you. Sir. No, I don't go. It's my money.
You're not giving it to us. I'm seizing this money from you. There is a difference, okay?
No.
And getting tough on illegal working.
Nobody illegal working here.
What?
Okay. I'm not lying, yeah?
People from all over the world want to make a life for themselves in Britain, but not everyone can. Anyone from outside the EU needs permission to live or work in the UK. It's estimated that up to 1 million people are in the country without permission, trying to stay under the immigration radar. Today in Hampshire, Chief Immigration Officer Simone Shepherd is leading a team whose job it is to track down those people living and working in the country illegally.
We're on our way up to Farnborough, going up to a nail bar where there is potentially some illegal workers. And the owner owns an address about 5 minutes from there where he allegedly houses them all. So we've got another team going to the house while we go to the nail bar.
The team's tip-off is that it employs Vietnamese workers who are in the country illegally. The nail bar is in a shopping centre.
I can see it, yeah, on the left-hand side.
The officers must hit the employer's house at the same time, so no one has the chance to alert a friend or colleague.
Good morning, folks. How you doing?
There are 2 employees. They'll have to prove they're allowed to work in Britain.
You speak English? Little bit? Okay, come and speak to me. And then you can come back and finish this lady's nails, hopefully, okay?
You'll have to finish it if he doesn't.
Well, I'll have a shot.
The owner of the nail bar is not at work. He applied for asylum back in 1999, but his case is caught up in red tape. Until it's decided, he can run a business, but could face a fine if he's employing illegal workers.
Good morning, immigration.
We're from UK Border Agency.
He's not at his home address
Immigration
either,
as well.
but his girlfriend is, with their young child and their new baby the team didn't even know about.
I looked at your case this morning before I came out, and there's nothing on the Home Office systems that say you've given birth to a baby, okay?
The woman is a failed asylum seeker and has broken her bail conditions. Her partner, the owner, has a new asylum claim. It's unlikely they'll be removed from the country.
At the moment, we've got it down that you should have been reporting and you're not reporting. Now, you must report, otherwise we'll come back and arrest you, all right?
Okay.
Do you have a wallet or some ID on you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
At the nail bar, what you got. One of the workers claims to be a student at Oxford Brookes University.
Do you live in Oxford still?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you travel here from Oxford to work?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you're from Vietnam, yeah?
Yes.
If checks confirm he has a student visa, he'll be free to carry on working.
Step out there. Stand over here for me.
But he hasn't bargained on his
Do you speak any
colleague
English?
immediately undermining his story.
Do you have any ID? In house? Do you know the address? Same address as him? He lived in Oxford. You said you lived in Farnborough.
Officer Shepherd steps in to
And what are you
establish
doing? Your
whether the student
thesis
lives
or
in
something at the
Oxford
minute, are you?
or at the owner's
Okay.
house round the corner in Farnborough.
And how is it that you get to Farnborough every day?
Yeah, in train.
On the train? Have you got your train tickets there so we can look at those?
I have rail card.
Oh, yes. So where is your rail card?
In the house.
In the house? Which house is it in?
In Farnborough.
In Farnborough.
Officers at the nearby house don't find a rail card or any evidence of commuting from Oxford. They do find plenty of the man's belongings, enough to suggest he lives there.
What language do you speak?
Also in the house is a woman who claims to be just visiting.
And what's your nationality?
I think Malaysia.
You're from Malaysia. Have you got any ID and your identification?
Her friend.
Right, your friend to a friend, are you? Right, okay. Where's your passport? Passport.
The lady insists she is here for a 2-week holiday and says that a friend in London has her passport. But the team won't take her word for it, as they suspect she's a member employee of the nail bar.
I want to see some ID, otherwise we're going to arrest her and take her away. And then we're going to look to remove her from UK. We'll just let her know that we're going to be searching the house from top to bottom. So I won't be too pleased if something turns up.
Okay.
At the nail bar, Officer O'Leary has found out the status of one of the 2 Vietnamese workers.
It appears he made a claim for asylum which was refused in 2001, and since then he's made an application to remain as a spouse, and that was refused in 2002, and since 2002 to today's date no further contact with him. So do you know what's going to happen now? You understand some English, don't you?
No.
You've been here 8 years now, haven't you? 8 years. Okay. You need to come to the police station. Yes? So you're under arrest now. You, me, police station. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, should we go?
Yeah.
Right, come out.
Yeah. The man is taken to a police station to be questioned, but is later released on bail conditions while the UK Border Agency try to get hold of his travel documents.
Right. Mind your head on there, okay?
Yeah.
Coming up, difficult questions for the student.
You've lied about coming in on the train. You've lied about where you're living. I put it to you, you're actually working here full time. What do you say to that?
And the cash team target ill-gotten gains.
What's the problem, my friend? I am working. This is my money.
You cannot prove to us that this money belongs to you.
Thousands of people who arrive at Heathrow Airport every day no doubt expect to be checked by immigration and customs on their way into it. What they might not know is that the UK Border Agency keeps an eye on them as they are leaving the country as well. At Terminal 3, officers check passports to identify anyone who has stayed on in the country illegally. The cash team look out for money that shouldn't be leaving the country.
Basically, we're looking for passengers that might be carrying large amounts of money, looking for large amounts of cash, over £1,000, questioning them, investigating why they're carrying it, what they're doing with it, and if any particular reason we find grounds for suspicion, we will detain the money.
Yeah.
Any passenger taking more than €10,000 out of the EU must declare it to customs.
What we're doing today is we're looking for people that might be carrying money. How much do you have? £1,000. 1,000.
And anyone
basically, what's the story with him? But I was saying on camera.
Must be able to prove the money is legitimate.
This is from your salary, your savings. Right. Okay. Right.
The team can seize cash they believe has bypassed the taxman or has been earned while working illegally in the UK. And they're on the lookout for criminals trying to smuggle out their proceeds of crime. The team get word that a passenger has been stopped after a routine search by security at departures. He was found to be carrying a large amount of cash. Officers Alan Skipworth and Mark Wright want to investigate as the man has not declared the money to customs, and there's not long before his flight leaves.
There's a gentleman been found by security, been brought round to the OB office with approximately £10,000. Says it comes from his earnings as he's a taxi driver in London. So we're just on our way to the office now to investigate. Hello sir, how you doing? You got some money with you? Yeah. You got some money with you? Okay. Got one of my officers coming down here now. Just going to take you into the back office here, have a chat about your money, have a look at what it looks like. Yeah, is that all right? Yeah. Okay.
The man, a Dutch national working in Britain as a taxi driver, is planning to fly with his money to Eritrea.
Up here. Right, so if you want to take a seat over there for me.
He says his cash amounts to £10,000.
And my officer will speak to you in a minute, okay?
If he wants to take it out of the EU, he must prove the money is legitimately earned, taxed, and not connected to criminal activity.
I understand you're carrying some money out with you today. You're carrying money?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me where you got the money from? Is it from salary?
Yeah, salary. I work it.
Was it drawn from a bank account or did you keep it at home? Do you have any of your bank account details with you?
I don't have no.
Nothing at all?
I have in my home.
Okay. What are you going to do with the money when you get to Eritrea?
Project.
You got a project?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the project?
I do it home.
Yeah.
Housing.
Are you building house?
Yeah.
Can you show me the money?
What's the problem? This is my money.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Okay, if you're carrying more than £1,000,
Yeah.
then we have the right to challenge you and to get you to explain where the money came from and what you intend to do with the money.
From the bank.
Okay? Okay, well, let's have a look.
Looking. Yeah. no
Okay.
problem. You can check it, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bundles of cash are not wrapped in official bank seals. With doubts over the legitimacy of the money and his story, the passenger faces a nasty surprise.
The suspicion here, he's got no proof of where the money came from. It's not bank wrapped. He's saying it's come from a bank. There's no evidence that it's coming from a bank at all. So what we're going to do is possibly detain the money, take it to court, ask for a 3-month detention to further investigate the money. If he can come forward in that time with documentation, evidence where the money's come from, what it's going to be used for, as he said, it's going to be used to build a house in Eritrea. If he can supply any of that and it checks out, there's no problem until we return the money.
The team will have to act quickly because time
How much
is
is
money.
also.
Okay, how much is there altogether? Everything.
You can check it. I don't know my man.
Sir, we need to know exactly how much money you are carrying.
About
Okay,
15.
Okay, 15,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not criminal. I'm Christian man.
Sir,
Yeah.
you've got half an hour to your flight actually takes off. Now, if we get permission to take this money,
Okay.
what would you do? Would you still go on your flight, or would you stay? You still go on your
I
flight?
want to go.
Right, okay. Alan,
Okay.
phone the IFU.
The officers must refer the details of the case to a customs investigation team. They decide if there is enough evidence to seize the money before the man boards his flight.
He claims that he's going out to Eritrea to build a house, but there's no documentation whatsoever connected with the money, and he's being evasive about where he got the money from.
Okay. So in total, 15. About.
Yeah, you can check it from here.
Well, no, I can't. It will take too long.
Okay, we've got 3 bags to search, 10 minutes now, and we're trying to do the paperwork.
What's the problem, my friend? I am working. This is my money. I go from the
Sir,
bank.
Okay. You cannot prove to us that this money belongs to you.
They're not giving us authorisation at the moment, so now we're up against the clock. We've got now 5 minutes to go. Phone her up quick. Tell her if she can't make a decision, I want to speak to her boss, and I'll escalate the process. All right?
The man is clearly keen to hang on to his cash, but the team get the clearance they need to seize it all.
Give me the rest.
Okay.
Where's the rest?
We're going with it then, yeah?
And the rest?
Okay.
Give me the bag.
Okay. Thanks, Richard. Going with it. Going with it.
Right, John, can we just get it sealed, yeah?
Yeah, he's hiding money again. It's more there.
Okay, so we're estimating this to be £15,000, all right? We're going to seize this from you now. We're going to take it to court before a magistrate at 10 o'clock Thursday morning, all right? You can ask someone to go there on your behalf, all right?
Yeah,
okay.
Have you got his passport?
All right, I'm going round to the aircraft, all right, and actually stop it going, say he's actually travelling, all right?
Okay.
All right, can you get him up there within 5 minutes, yeah?
Okay.
All right, as quick as you can.
Yep.
There's his itinerary. I'm going now.
No, this is my money.
Sir.
I don't give you.
Sir.
No, I don't go. This is my money.
You're not giving it to us. I'm seizing this money from you. I'm taking it from you.
Yeah.
There is a difference, okay?
No.
You cannot prove to me what you're doing
I have
with
proof.
this money.
I working.
Show me documents now.
I don't have with me now.
All we need from you is proof of what you're saying. At the moment, we have no proof of how you obtained this money, and that is why the money has been seized from you. If you provide that proof, it can be released back to you.
He was very surprised. A lot of people don't realise we do this kind of work. The action that we've taken is against the money. It's not against the person himself, because it's civil law that we act under, and that's why we allow him to travel if he wants to. There's no problem with that at all. In real terms, if I was going out there to carry out business with that money, I'd want to stay and obtain the money back from court on Thursday and then travel out after that. If that's the real reason that he's gone out there, then why has he gone without his money?
The man has since tried to claim his money back, but is yet to provide sufficient proof of where it came from. A final decision on the return of the cash is yet to be made. The enforcement team in Farnborough are allowing the remaining nail bar worker to finish with his client. Home Office records back up his story. He has a valid visa to study at Oxford Brookes University. But Officer Shepherd wants to know why he lied about where he lives.
his story isn't quite adding up at the moment, so I want to chat to him a little bit further.
At the nail bar owner's house, officers are questioning the Malaysian woman who was claiming to be on holiday in the UK. Now it seems she's not just here as a guest.
Could you clarify, could you ask her to clarify, does she mean boss is the lady who is next door, in the room next door, please?
With the woman referring to the nail bar manager's girlfriend as her boss, the team have heard enough.
Pass a message on to her?
If you can tell her for me that I am now, on the basis of information she's given me and the fact that she cannot provide me with any evidence of her identity or lawful basis to be in the United Kingdom, I'm going to arrest her on suspicion of overstaying in the United Kingdom. Could you tell her that for me, please?
The officers need the woman's passport to confirm her status. She is now claiming her boss, the owner's girlfriend, is keeping it for her. With no one telling them a straight story, all the officers can do is search until they're sure it's not in the house.
My colleagues are up at Rectory Road at the moment, and I say you've got all your bags there and your suitcases and all your things, and it appears as though you're living there, which isn't what you told me earlier. So should we start again? Yeah. Should we start all over again? Yeah?
As the worker has already lied about where he lives, Officer Shepherd suspects he may also be lying about his studies. And she wants to know if he's working more than the 20 hours a week permitted to students.
Now, how many hours are you working today, Nguyen?
Normally not excess 20 hours per week.
That wasn't my question, was it? How much do you get paid?
Normally 90 per week.
And have you got your pay slips on you?
No.
Where are they?
It's cash in hand.
It's cash in hand, is it? You pay tax?
No.
No, what I'm doing again, I'm waiting a moment for your file to be pulled from Oxford Brookes University, and they're going to tell me all about what it is you're doing up there, okay? And when the last time you went was and everything else. Could be the call now. Hiya. All right. Okay, thanks, mate. Okay, Nguyen, do you know what your file says? You went to Oxford Brookes this month, didn't you, for a meeting? And they told you that you had been withdrawn from the course, hadn't you? Because you hadn't stayed in contact and you hadn't done the things you should have done. So you are formally not at Oxford Brookes any longer because they have withdrawn you from the course. So why did you not tell me that? Okay, you've lied about coming in on the train. You've lied about where you're living. All your stuff is up at Rectory Road. I put it to you, you're actually working here full time, which is why you have not had the time to go to your college, and which is why you've been thrown off the course. What are you doing in the UK at this moment in time?
Writing a thesis.
No need. You're not on this course any longer. So for that reason, I'm going to arrest you on suspicion of working in breach of your student conditions in the UK. Okay, you'll come to the police station, and we'll interview you further there and find out exactly what's been going on with this. Okay?
No.
Well, that is what is going to happen. All right? So one of my colleagues is going to give you a search.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, you're arrested, mate. Stand up.
Huh?
You're under arrest.
He's lied to me since we've got in the shop, quite frankly. So we'll take him down to the police station. We'll interview him further about the suspected offence, and we'll go from there.
That's it. Follow my colleague. Out we go. Lovely.
Officers looking for proof that the Malaysian woman has stayed in the UK illegally have found her passport.
What date of birth have you got?
And they're not happy about being strung along by the owner's girlfriend.
That's her passport.
Her passport here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so why are you letting people into this house and sleeping here if you don't know who they are? Why have you got this lady's passport? Here's her passport now, and it clearly shows that she entered the UK via Heathrow in June 2006, which means that she's overstayed her visa now by nearly 2 years. So with this, we'll be removing the lady back to Malaysia.
The woman's passport is marked to signal that she has overstayed in the UK. A week later, she was put on a flight back to Malaysia. The worker, who came to Britain on a student visa, admits in interview that he no longer studies and works more than the permitted 20 hours a week. He is detained for 5 days before being removed back to Vietnam. With the owner of the nail bar apparently unavailable, he sends his girlfriend to shut up shop. Despite being in the UK illegally herself, and even though she's misled the officers, she will not be arrested.
So now I can go?
No, you can lock the shop up. Yeah, and we can go.
He's
The
allowed
UK
to work, you're not
border
allowed to
agency
work,
only
okay? And
split
did my
up
colleagues
families
give
with
you a piece of
children in
paper to report to the police
exceptional
station? Good,
Instead,
okay.
the team will wait for the outcome of the owner's asylum case. If his application is refused, the whole family could be sent back to Vietnam.
All right, Anne, thank you so much. Yeah.
In the meantime, the owner is fined £10,000 for employing 2 illegal workers.
And it is a big fine, and it's a big fine for the very reason that, you know, they shouldn't be doing it, and it's sending a message out to other people who are employing illegal workers. You know, we are out to combat it and to deal with it, and hopefully it'll send a message out to other people doing the same thing.
Coming up, dodgy documents become unstuck at Heathrow.
Why have you got these letters in your bags?
Yes.
Because this implies that you just cut these out. You just cut these out.
Yes.
And stick these on the letters to change the dates.
And old excuses don't wash with the enforcement team.
He just wash his hand. You told me earlier he was working here. He's not working here. Why are you changing your story now?
Passport control at Heathrow's Terminal 3. Here, immigration officers have only a few minutes to make sure each passenger has a genuine reason to enter the country. A single element of doubt is all that's needed to detain a passenger and investigate further. Officer Neil Newbury has been handed a case.
What we've got today is a South African national who's arrived for a 4-month holiday to visit a British friend. He's only got about £20 on him to support him while he's here for the 4 months. So he's going to rely on his sponsor to support him while he's here.
Officer Newbury believes the passenger's lack of funds suggests he's not on holiday, but here to work.
Just out of interest, the guy's got one of the best names I've ever come across. His first name is Dazzling. Which actually quite a tremendous first name, so fantastic. Probably one of the best names I've ever come across in this job. So just because of that, I'm quite looking forward to this today. I'm going to call him Dazzling all day. Okay, Dazzling, if you want to come through for me, I'm going to be dealing with your case today. Okay, need to do a quick bag search downstairs.
Dazzling, a sports coach, has already provided letters to prove he has a course to go back to in South Africa, and after that, a job in the US. Officer Newbury wants to search his bags to see if there's anything to suggest this is not the case. First, there's a question he's dying to know the answer to.
So, if you don't mind me asking, you've probably been asked this loads of times before, but where did you get the name Dazzling from? It's quite.
My mother gave me that name.
She called you Dazzling, yeah? That's
yeah.
It's quite an interesting probably one of the most interesting first names I've heard.
Documents and letters can be an excellent source of clues for immigration officers. These will need closer inspection.
I'll need to hold on to you just so I can have a quick look through them a little bit later and I get them back to you a little bit later today. Okay? If you want to grab your bits and pieces and follow me upstairs. I kind of like him. He seems a really nice guy. Very open. Doesn't seem to be hiding anything from me. Yeah, I kind of like him as a person.
While Dazzling's photograph and fingerprints are taken for immigration records, Officer Newbury looks through the documents he found in his bags. Among the papers are the original versions of the letters the passenger showed on arrival at passport control.
This is interesting. He's brought with him a letter from his college saying that he's required to start studying in July 2009. Oh dear, not good at all. Which is exactly the same letter, but the dates have been plastered on. And underneath the date of the letter is another date April 2006. Good standing with his employer. Has had the dates changed on it to make it look like he's got something to go back to, which is very odd. Again, it's all of a sudden it's starting to take a turn for the worse for him. See what else he's got. Yep, the same for. He had another letter from, looks like an employer that he brought with him, and here's the original with the dates taped on. Oh dear, not good at all. So I assume he's printed these out, changing the dates to give the impression that he's got a course to go back to South Africa for, and that he's in good standing with his employer. Oh dear, that's not good at all for him. It puts a whole new spin on this entire case, as far as I'm concerned.
If Dazzling wants to start his holiday today, he'll have to come up with a good reason why he presented fake letters. In Hampshire, Officer Simone Shepherd and her enforcement team have one more surprise visit to make before the day is over.
Off we go. Yeah.
They have intelligence that a pizza shop in Southampton is employing illegal workers. Officers make sure no one uses the roof as a way of escape.
Yeah, all clear. Doesn't appear to be anybody at the back at the moment.
At the back.
In the shop, the manager and one employee are happy to admit they work there.
Come through there, please. Chunky
But there's a third man in the kitchen, and the boss is quick to make excuses for him.
Yeah, you just wash your hands.
I know, but he needs to come out now. Alright.
The sink he's washing his hands in is full of meat, so the team want to know if he's entitled to work in the UK.
The last 3 years, I lived in this country about 5 years.
But when did you claim asylum?
2004.
2004. Okay, well, so hopefully we can check all this out, so bear with me.
The man is from Afghanistan.
You were cleaning the floor.
Claims to be legitimately in the UK as an asylum seeker.
Yeah. The last 3 years. Have you got just a number?
Passport number?
Yeah.
Yep. Last year, sir,
The
2008.
second worker is carrying a record.
And where was
of
it
his
issued to? Was it
passport
issued to
number.
that address you've got there?
It confirms
And is
he
that
is
your
a
current
naturalised
address?
British citizen. The manager's passport is in a room above the shop. It has a valid visa which confirms he has indefinite leave to remain in the UK.
Let's take you back downstairs.
This is not the first time the team have visited shops on this street. Their presence doesn't go unnoticed, and a crowd.
Well, you've got no access to the employment record.
I mean, we've been here now probably about 4 times, and every time we've come, we've made an arrest in the block. And I don't think today's going to be any different. So.
Just have a seat there for us.
If the man with his hands in the sink is in the UK illegally, his employer could face a fine of up to £10,000. This might explain why the manager is sticking to his story.
He was witnessed by an immigration
He just
officer washing meat.
wash his hand. He's just
No, there was meat in the sink as well.
No.
Why was he washing his hands then?
You told me earlier he was working here.
He's not working, yeah?
Why are you changing your story now?
A colleague of mine actually witnessed him washing meat in the kitchen area. The person who's been arrested.
He's just.
No, he's actually been seen washing meat.
He's just washing your hand, that one.
Okay, let me just
The
check
team
to make sure
believe
I've got
the
the right
man is
person
a
before I
worker.
do anything.
Now, checks
Mohammed
reveal
Ali
his claim for
Hamadi.
asylum was refused. He should have left the country. Instead, he has managed to keep a low profile until now.
I'm arresting you now as someone liable to be detained and removed from the UK. All your asylum's finished. We can now detain you to remove you from the United Kingdom. The fact that you haven't also complied with your reporting restrictions renders you liable for detention under the same power. What I need to do is I'm going to need to search you, but we will do that through there, obviously, because there's quite a few people out there, so we'll try and keep it as low key as we can. So if you will follow me through, and we'll just make sure you haven't got anything dangerous on you. Coming through, guys.
Today's operation is nearly over. It would seem that some members of the local community are keen to know the outcome.
But it's more just about out of curiosity, I think, at the moment than anything more difficult than that. So I don't really have a big issue with the people outside. But then again, it takes one person to start agitating a little bit of things and get difficult.
Coming back through. going.
The raid
into
has
that van there.
resulted in just one arrest. That could
Sit in the
still
front
be
seat.
bad news
Or
for the
strap in.
manager of the pizza shop.
Okay, this is a notice to you that you may be liable to a fine. You've got illegal workers here, okay?
Who's working here is illegal?
The man that was just put out in the van.
No, I told you he's not working.
Yeah, but two of my officers witnessed him out in your kitchen, unfortunately. Okay.
He's my friend.
But what will happen is this will go up to our people who deal with. Listen to what I'm saying a moment.
I can't sign it,
you don't have to. Let me finish.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah. He's not working. I can't sign this. Nobody illegal working here. Okay. I'm not lying, yeah?
And there's your copy. Okay, I'll put refuse to sign at the bottom just so there's no misunderstandings, all right? All right, ready?
That's it. Okay, we're just going down here.
The worker confirmed to be a failed asylum seeker is removed on a flight back to Afghanistan. The manager of the pizza shop is served with a fine of £10,000. The UK Border Agency is constantly gathering intelligence on businesses believed to be employing illegal immigrants. For Officer Shepherd and enforcement teams around the country, going after them is a full-time job. At Heathrow, Dazzling is waiting to find out if he can enter the UK to start a 4-month holiday. He presented fake documents to back up his claim that he intends to return to South Africa. Now it seems there might be more deception. Officer Newbury has received a call from someone inquiring about Dazzling. It's not the friend he says he's here to stay with, but a woman who's waiting for him in arrivals.
He's your boyfriend. Dazzling's your boyfriend, yeah? And are you British, Jenya? Yeah? What was your nationality before you get a British passport? Russian, okay. And how long have you been in the UK? For 5 years, okay. Okay, thank you. Bye. Alright, that was Dazzling's girlfriend. Now, Dazzling's not even mentioned this girlfriend. She's told me that they're very much in love. So, yeah, that's not really helped his cause much at all, to be honest. I think he's probably looking to stay here, get a job, live with his girlfriend, perhaps get married. Because if she gets a British passport, he can then apply as her fiancée to stay in the UK. But, you know, he's lied to us right from the very start.
It's time to get to the bottom of why Dazzling is coming to Britain. It would appear he has a clear conscience.
He knows I've taken the documents from the bag. He knows what's in them. He must have some idea that I've found out what he's done to those documents. But at the moment he's just lying down in the holding room, having 40 winks by the looks of it. It looks quite comfortable in there. It seems really easygoing at the moment. I wonder how he's going to react when I start questioning about these bits and pieces found in his bag. It'd be interesting to see what his reaction's going to be honest. But I'll have to wake him up and ask him some questions now. Dazzling, why have you come to the UK today?
I came here to visit Benjamin, who's a friend of mine.
So why does Ben have to support you?
Why does he have to support me?
Yeah.
Because I'm his guest. And I'm just
yeah, but I've had guests over to my house.
Yes.
But I couldn't support someone for 4 months.
Oh no.
So why is Ben supporting you for such a long time in a foreign country?
Because we're friends.
So you have no money for yourself?
What do you mean for now?
For you?
No, I got £20.
But, you know, for 4 months you have no money for yourself?
For now, yeah, no.
No?
No, I don't have money.
How do you know, is it Yenya? Jenya?
Yes.
Yenya. How do you know her?
Oh, I met Jenya through Ben.
Is Yenya your girlfriend?
Yes.
She is?
Yes, she is.
I'm actually surprised you didn't mention your girlfriend earlier, because if I was going to a foreign country and if one of the people I was going to be seeing would be my girlfriend, I'd mention her before probably mention anyone else. Surprised you've not mentioned it earlier.
No, because Ben is a person responsible for me. She is my girlfriend, yes, but Ben is a person that's responsible.
Okay. Found this in your bags. When I was doing your bag search earlier today. I found that, which seems to be the original of the letter you gave my colleague earlier today.
Which one? This one here?
Yep. And this one, which is also the original of what you gave my colleague earlier today. And underneath this, One of them, I think it says April 2006 as opposed to February 2009.
Are you talking about these letters here?
Yep, these ones that were found in your bag, they've had the dates changed. And these seem to be the hard copy of the dates that I assume would be cut out and then stuck onto the letters to change the dates to make it appear that these are up-to-date letters.
Yeah, but this is genuine, that's where I'm going.
This is genuine?
Yeah,
it's with these
you can
dates taped on them, they're still genuine, are they?
The person that was supposed to be writing me a letter was sick, so I had to come to UK and I already booked the ticket already, so the person was sick. So they couldn't write me a letter.
Well, why is that the dates changed on that one as well? Why have we changed the dates on this one?
Oh, the guy was not there.
The guy wasn't there?
No.
So you changed the dates on both of them because one was sick and one wasn't there?
He wasn't there, but you can find out your own, both of them.
I'm now going to speak to Chief Immigration Officer.
Okay.
And explain what you said when you first arrived, what we found in your bags,
okay.
And what you've told me now.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's still not looking good for you. Okay?
Okay.
If a passenger tries to deceive immigration in an attempt to enter the UK, he shouldn't be surprised what happens when he's found out. Chief Immigration Officer Matt Dyson is in no doubt.
Sorry. I'm not particularly dazzled by this, I'm afraid. No, he's not even close, is he?
No.
Fitting well?
Yep.
Flight tonight?
Not a flight until tomorrow afternoon.
You provide documents for a reason. They're supposed to show that he's a good, upstanding individual that's going to go back to whatever he's going to go back to. But to actually produce letters which clearly are false means he has no credibility whatsoever.
You're going to be refused entry to the UK today and returned back to South Africa on the next available flight. Okay? Okay. Now, we've arranged a flight back to South Africa for you. There's not a flight back till tomorrow afternoon, so I'm afraid you're going to have to stay with us overnight. We'll get a bed for you, something more comfortable, get something to sleep. Then you'll come back here tomorrow afternoon for the flight. Okay? Understand all that? I've never dealt with someone so laid back. There's usually some sort of reaction from them, at least at this point, but almost no reaction whatsoever from him. Perhaps he knew the game was up and there was no point making a fuss about it.
Dazzling is held in a detention centre overnight and put on a flight back to South Africa the next day. Coming up, failing to declare to the customs cash team.
You need to be honest with me, okay? Because at the moment, I don't believe what you're saying to me.
This is mine. This is mine.
At Heathrow, the cash team are checking passengers at the departure gates.
For your time. Just carry on round and let the dog sniff your bag as you go through, please. Thank you.
Anyone hoping to smuggle ill-gotten gains out of the EU has a last line of defence to get past.
No, that's great. Thank you very much.
Helping the team to sniff out large quantities of money is the cash dog, trained to recognise the scent of bundles of banknotes.
Hello, sir. How are you doing? Well, thank you.
Passengers carrying more than 10,000 euros must declare the money to customs. The dog shows an interest in a bag belonging to a Thai woman travelling back to Bangkok. The woman's changing story also arouses suspicion.
Well, she led me to leave pounds, and then she said bar, and then she went back to pounds. So she said just £10,000, and I said, oh, only 10,000? So it's gone up to 15.
Hi, can I see your passport?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're travelling back to Thailand?
Yes.
Okay. Have you been on here on holiday?
Yes, on holiday.
For 2 months?
For 2 months.
Okay. And I understand from the dog handler you have some money?
Yes, I'm carrying money.
How much have you got?
Maybe almost 15,000 pounds.
Pounds?
Yeah.
When you came to the UK, how much money did you bring with you?
Almost 40.
40,000 pounds?
Almost,
okay.
yes.
When you came into the UK 2 months ago,
Yeah.
did you declare your money to customs?
Yes.
To customs?
Yes, to customs.
Do you have the form?
I don't have a form, any form.
When you declare money to customs,
I not declare money.
you did not declare?
Did not declare.
Okay.
I mean,
why
it's
did
just I always.
why did you not declare the money to customs?
I don't know because I didn't know the rule.
Where is the money now? Is it in this bag? Okay. Can you show me what you have? Okay. The reason you are being questioned is because you have a lot of money.
Not a lot. It's not a lot.
I'm telling you, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Under the law in the UK, if you are carrying £1,000 or more, police and customs can ask questions as to why you're carrying the money. That is why I am questioning you. Okay. So how much is here?
It's about 3,000.
Okay. And where is the rest? Is in here. And how much is here?
This is 6,000.
£6,000.
Yes.
£3,000.
Yeah.
So that is 9.
Yeah.
Do you have more?
I think here.
Okay, no, leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it there. We'll do it all together. Okay.
Well, you check too much now. Here, in here, 2,000.
Okay. Okay, so this one, 3,000.
Yeah.
6,000.
Yeah.
The passenger's
$3,000,
reluctance to reveal
$2,000.
where
Yeah.
all the money
How much
is makes Officer Talon suspect she has something to hide.
Any more?
Pardon?
Any more in here?
You want to check more?
Where's the rest? Is there more?
Is the rest? Anywhere?
No, I'm asking you. Is there more money in here?
Yes, I have.
I'm going to ask you again, okay? I need to see all of the money.
Yeah.
Okay, not little bits, all of it.
This is 2,000.
Okay,
You see
take that
already?
one out. And put that on top of there.
Okay. No more. No more.
Okay, and then more money in here.
Yeah. No more. It's no more. No more. Nothing.
Okay, well, you have said to me that there is no more twice now, and we have found more. You need to be honest with me, okay? Because at the moment, I don't believe what you're saying to me. All right? Do you understand? Okay. Right.
Finally, Officer Talon believes he's been shown all the money. And it adds up to £17,000. Now it's up to the passenger to prove the cash is hers and legitimate.
Okay. And I need proof that this money belongs to you.
This is mine. It's mine. Okay.
Do you have it? Do you have a bank book with you today? Do you have
Bank
your?
book? Not here.
Not here. Do you have your checkbook with you?
Didn't have.
No, you have nothing.
Yes.
Okay. The concern I have, I'm worried because you have a lot of money and cannot show me with documents, a bank book, invoices, and this
bank
money.
book.
Okay, I just asked you if you had a bank book.
Yes. My bank book. This is my money in Thailand.
Okay.
Despite repeated contradictions.
So has it come from these accounts?
Just as the team were gearing up to seize the money, the passenger...
How much money has come from these accounts?
Almost 1 million baht.
Why did you not show me all of the money all at once? Why did you only show me little bits?
Because it's not needs, because it's just my money.
But still the packets of money keep on coming.
Is there more money in there?
Oh, forget it. This is my friend.
See, this is what I'm saying to you.
No,
Each time I say to you, is there any more?
I didn't lie to you. I just think I'm living here.
Next time someone in the authority asks you, you declare the money straight away.
Yeah.
All right?
Because this is first time for me.
Well, make sure it's the last time, all right?
Okay, the last
Cheers,
time
then.
for me. Thank you. Anyways, thank you.
The lady should have declared her cash to customs.
Just want to do a
She's done
documentation.
nothing else wrong and is entitled to take her money home. And to show there are no hard feelings, she takes part in a little ritual to let the cash dog know it's done a good job. When the dog indicates there's money in the lady's bag again, the handler sounds a click of confirmation and rewards her with pledge.
Yeah, it's just one of those very frustrating occasions where you think you're about to seize some money off of a passenger and there's a good reason for taking it, and then all of a sudden she produces the 2 bank books to show that the money had come from Thailand. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I think we've done a good job there.
25,000 men and women work for the UK Border Agency. At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are the UK Border Force. On tonight's show, searching the valleys of Wales for immigration offenders.
We've got a warrant to enter the premises. Do you want to come out, please?
The family business, where everyone seems to be illegal.
His husband.
They're husband and wife, are they?
How did she enter the UK? Gangmaster.
And freak weather brings a passenger who creates a storm.
I want you to be on your best behaviour.
It's 11 p.m. in Swansea, and the Wales enforcement team are preparing a surprise raid on a Chinese takeaway. Immigration officers Heary and Williams will lead the questioning of any suspected illegal immigrants found working here.
Hello, immigration.
Officers immediately find 3 Chinese nationals in the kitchen.
One child upstairs asleep, yeah? Okay, we're going to go up
It is
and have a look,
reported
okay?
that the UK is the #1 destination in Europe for asylum seekers from China.
Your child is in here? Just the child, or?
Child and one lady.
Hello, immigration. Do you speak English? No. Do you have passport?
A 4th person is found in a bedroom.
What does she need?
Officer Williams takes over.
Tell her not to worry. Does she want to sit down for a minute? You sit down. I need something for this lady. Some identification, some papers, or her passport, or something. She doesn't have anything, okay. Is this your baby?
Yeah, my baby.
Okay. Is she okay there, sleeping? Okay. If we go downstairs, we'll talk away from the baby, okay? So if you ask the lady if she'll come down with us downstairs.
She goes.
4 people and a baby have been found at the takeaway. Home Office records show this woman is a failed asylum seeker from China who came to Britain in 2004. She disappeared when her application to stay was refused. Now she's pregnant, has a child, and runs a business that is suspected of employing other illegal immigrants. One of the men found in the kitchen admits he entered the UK illegally.
Since he came in 2000, has he made any applications to the Home Office?
No, he's scared.
Did he provide any documents to the lady to say that he had permission to work in this country?
他说你来打工的时候有没有给老板看？就是你有。He's her husband.
They're husband and wife, are they?
Yeah. 是吧？Yeah.
I believe it's husband and wife. These two.
Can you establish who the boss is?
Since he's married to the owner, and they have a child together, this case becomes a little more complicated.
There is the matter now that he's got a child in the UK as well. But that, doesn't take away the fact that he has come into the country illegally.
The UK Border Agency try to avoid splitting up families, so it's unlikely that he'll be arrested tonight. Questioning now moves on to another man. He's told Officer Heary that he's 18 and works in the kitchen.
How long has he worked here?
你在这上班多久了？1个月。1 month。没有啊。没有钱哈。Don't get paid.
Doesn't get paid.
没有，但是我是他表弟了。This is her cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah.
How did he actually come into the country?
那你来的时候是怎么来的？坐飞机、坐船还是怎么着？I didn't know somebody. Basically brought him in. He came in with somebody.
He was brought in,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Does he want to go back to China?
他问你想不想回到中国去呢 ？No.
He says that he was brought in by an agent, probably somebody who's paid several £1,000s to bring him in. He says he flew into the country, into the airport, travelled with the agent and walked through immigration control. Can you explain to the gentleman then, I'm now going to arrest him on suspicion of illegal entry, okay? If you can just explain that to him.
不是，你就待在警察局了，他们明天会到警察局来见你，跟你谈话。
You go upstairs with him now, yeah?
你现在就跟他一块去吧。
Officers search for proof of identity and find a copy of a national insurance card.
Was that his bag there?
住在这边的，有的东西也有钱，以前住在这边的人。
Okay, so some of the stuff here is belongs to a private person.
The documents are not his. The team often find ID from other people as many work for short periods before moving on.
Once they're detected, they either get removed or placed in detention, and then what you'll find is this place will then be reoccupied by somebody else doing exactly the same thing.
So far, a failed asylum seeker from China has been found employing her partner and cousin. But there's still the matter of the woman found upstairs.
Tell her not to worry. Tell her don't worry.
The officers will have to find out who she is and why she's here. Coming up, an exotic seizure for the customs team.
So you've got grasshoppers. Ah! Fun and games.
And delays at Heathrow, as a case proves too difficult to decide.
What do you think?
And that's to be quite honest, I don't know.
Britain's heaviest snowfall in 18 years has brought most of the country to a standstill.
Many of the country's airports bore the brunt of the disruption.
Both runways were closed at Heathrow, but BAA has now managed to open the southern runway with limited flights.
Heathrow has one runway open, and a passenger destined for Dublin has been forced to land here. He's a man from Antigua who had planned to come to London anyway, but his luck has just run out. He was stopped by immigration after his name was flagged up on the Home Office database.
His flight's been moved because of the snow. To here, he's like got diverted, I'm afraid. So he's kind of blundered into us, I'm afraid. Problem with him is, he's previous overstayer, served with the form 151A as an illegal in 2007. He's coming here to visit his girlfriend. He's quite chipper. He seems, fairly happy at the moment.
Handling this case is immigration officer Alison Charles.
Mr. Michael.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And you are?
My name is Miss Charles.
Hi, Michelle.
Mrs. Charles.
Mrs. Charles. Hi, Mrs. Charles. I'm Stuart. And now, Miss Charles. Gentlemen, I'm taking my bag. Yeah, that's fine.
They do know.
Okay. Now, Miss Charles, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What work
If the man has
I
overstayed
said I'm food and
before,
beverage manager
Officer Charles has to
well,
decide
because
if
I've
he's
got
likely to
shares in
do
a
so
company in
again.
Antigua.
Okay.
And the next thing you knew, she was off with my passport and saying that she was detaining me.
He's a character, all right?
I have never overstayed.
Okay.
Never got into any problem. So you got to understand when I'm having a laugh and having
a joke. But you're really serious to find out why you've been stopped.
Yeah. Relevant.
Officer Charles has to try and work out who is right, the Home Office computer or the Antiguan.
To be precise.
She starts with a phone call to his girlfriend.
When was the last time he was in the UK? Yeah. Was that April 2007? Can you remember when he arrived? So that's well over 6 months, isn't it? I didn't buy. In July 2006, he arrived in the UK. He requested for an extension after 6 months. This was refused. Now, he should have left, but he didn't. He left in, when did he leave? April 2007. So he was here a lot longer than 6 months.
Although he denies it, records show he stayed
Flight
2 months
information.
longer than he was allowed. Officer Charles wants to find out what happened the last time he was here.
Thank you. I give this address.
Now I'm going to need to ask you when the last time you was in the UK, okay, and what happened?
I came over here on a ticket.
For 6 months?
For 6 months. Because I have paid £400 to the Home Office to extend my time.
Okay, so you...
I filled out the form just with the questions like how they asked it. I didn't do anything wrong. They sent my passport back after they took the money, and they said give them a reason as to why they must give me 6 months.
And they refused?
And they refused. Okay.
After you were refused, what did you do?
I caught a flight and went home.
Thank you. And when you go back in the holding room, I want you to be on your best behaviour.
I'm going home.
I'm not sure what you're doing. 5 minutes. Give me 5-10 minutes, okay? Calm down, okay? Okay.
Although he broke the rules on his last trip, Officer Charles believes he won't do it again.
I do believe that he will go back. If he didn't overstay, that would be the only thing at the moment that's against him. But I'm going to have to refer the case to the Chief Immigration Officer and see what he's got to say. Mr. Dyson? He wants 2 months.
2 months.
Until the end of March to visit his girlfriend. And I'm happy to land him, actually.
Okay. He's got issues to overcome, which are the fact that he was previously an overstayer. He previously had an intention to stay longer than he'd said on arrival.
Yeah.
And now he's here again on arrival, on a visit. So he has to show us that, unlike last time, he isn't going to have to stay again.
The chief isn't content with the Antiguan's form as an overstayer. And there's something else he wants to know. The Antiguan's planned route into London was via Dublin. Was this a ruse to avoid scrutiny from the immigration team? The Antiguan will have to face more questions before a decision is made. At a Chinese takeaway in Wales, the enforcement team has discovered a failed asylum seeker from China, employing her partner and her cousin. None are entitled to work in Britain. Officer Williams now wants to unravel the mystery of the woman found upstairs.
Does she work here in the UK then in the restaurant?
Look after the child.
She looks after the children, so she child minds.
Yeah.
And who is her boss?
那是那个谁雇佣你呢？就是他哈。Yeah, this lady.
Okay. How much do you get paid for looking after the child?
那工资是多少呢？100 pounds a week.
How did she enter the UK?
问你是怎么来的？
Sorry, we'll check on that now.
Come with gang master.
A gang master.
She said she paid a lot of money to the gang master to help her come here.
Okay, how much should she pay?
她说你付了多少钱呢？30万哈，300,000 yuan.
300,000 yen.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says she was smuggled into Britain by Chinese gang masters. It cost her £25,000.
A gang master is somebody who's really trafficked people in here to the UK. She could be the victim of abuse, she could be exploited, you know, so we need to find that out now. Can you ask her, is there any reason why she can't go home to China?
她说问你有什么原因，就是说你不能回到中国去吗？
因为我上次来欠人家很多的钱。
So she borrowed money from people.
Okay.
And now if she would go back this moment, she wouldn't have any money to pay of the debt.
Okay.
Then she...
So she's in debt?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
As the team decides what to do, childminder's health takes a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
She has a heart problem.
Yeah, heart problem.
Okay.
Tell her don't worry, she's not in any trouble. She's worried because she hasn't seen anybody like us before, so she's certainly very worried about what's going to happen next. If she'd like to come upstairs, she can get her medicine. This is her medication she's given to me.
That's the medicine for her heart problem.
But at the moment I can't allow her to take anything, okay?
The childminder is in breach of immigration law, but concerns for her health come before any arrest.
This lady's potentially ill. She says she hasn't been seen by a GP and we don't want to take her in the car, and she may have a heart attack or something, you know. We don't want to put her at risk at all. But we have to maintain the UK laws as well. Based on what she told me downstairs, that she came into the UK with no passport, then that means that she entered the UK illegally. So I'm now going to arrest her on suspicion of illegal entry into the UK. Okay.
他说那么也是一样的，他也得就是说拘留你。
Tell her she doesn't have to say anything, but it may harm her defence if she does not mention when questioned something she later relies on in court. Anything she does say may be given in evidence.
他就是说你也是就是说可以保持沉默的。
Okay, no, sit down. You sit down a moment.
She said that she's going to get her clothes.
Okay. No, if you tell her to sit down, and we're not going anywhere for a moment. My colleague and I will have a look in the room to see if we can find any identification documents for her. Okay.
那你刚才是说那个你的包在那里是吗？
She's moved around a bit. There's some documents for London and for Bristol here. Your children?
Yeah, her daughter.
Two children there.
A decision is taken to arrest the childminder. Her employers are not detained because the woman is pregnant and families with young children cannot be taken into police custody.
Okay. Does she need a glass of water or something?
要不要喝点水啊之类的？
No. Okay.
The childminder is taken to a local police station for further questioning, along with the cousin of the owner who was found working in the kitchen.
Watch your head.
Although she's escaped arrest tonight, the owner could still face a fine of up to £40,000, £10,000 for every illegal worker. She is now in the process of reapplying to stay in Britain with her partner and their child. A decision is yet to be made on their case. In a later interview, the kitchen worker admitted to being 17. He was brought into the country by a female agent with fake documents. He's been bailed and is now reporting to the police regularly while steps are taken to remove him back to China. At the police station, the childminder complained of a heart problem. She was bailed for a week. She didn't return. Her employers said she had gone to London to claim asylum. No claim has yet been made. Passengers that arrive at Heathrow have their details checked by two border agency guards, immigration and customs.
5 to 9 now.
Passengers from countries outside the EU have an extra check from a specialist customs team.
Anything in here you shouldn't have? This is cooked beef. Can you see this? That doesn't look too, that looks like a mould on there. That doesn't look too good to me. You know, and to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't eat it.
These officers search for any products that have come from an animal.
Yeah.
Is it nails?
7.5 kilos of horse meat from Kazakhstan. We do get horse meat from time to time, but it's not an everyday occurrence.
The iron and back, just small cubes.
And the tool.
And the what?
The products of animal origin sees over 30 tons of food products banned from being brought into Britain every year.
And you say you live in Tanzania? Where's your bag?
The officers can give repeat offenders a hefty fine and even imprisonment.
Before Cairo?
The most common animal products confiscated
Cheese
are
inside?
cheese and meat.
No. This here, what sort of meat is it?
The reason we were established is because of the foot and mouth disease, to stop anything like that happening in the future. So sometimes when food comes in, we're not sure whether the standard is the same standard required to import stuff, so it's safer not to bring it in.
Since they were established in 2003, the customs team has seen it all.
One of the other teams had a monkey.
Dried monkey.
A dried monkey being brought in.
Yep. And we do get things like rats on sticks as well. We've had those.
This was found for one of our Chinese flights. This is bear's genitalia that has been found. Apparently it does have the aphrodisiac properties. Under it being a meat product as such, it's not allowed, so that has been taken. This is a chameleon. It absolutely reeks.
Caterpillars are a favourite. And we have bird spit, bird's nest, which is bird spit. That's not allowed.
You never know what you're going to come across.
Yeah.
In a bag, you'll always find something different, probably every day.
As the green channel fills with new arrivals, Officer Harris spots a passenger with some suspicious pink bags. When she catches up with him, a passenger from Uganda confirms he's carrying a local delicacy, grasshoppers.
So you've got grasshoppers. Anything else? You say your grasshoppers are cooked?
Yeah. They are fried. They're already fried. Just eat them.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, look. All over the place. Ah. Fun and games. Right, I need to put all those little grasshoppers back in there or whatever. They're quite a delicacy, I believe. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, they are.
They are a delicacy, yeah. The grasshoppers have got to go because they're not allowed. Not much grasshoppers. 380 grams, not a lot. But you only need a very small amount to bring in disease.
It's his first offence.
There you go. Cheers.
So the man from Uganda is given a warning. Not all passengers are so easily separated from their animal products. Officer Trowbridge has stopped a passenger from Turkey.
I am a very clean person.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not coming from the village.
Right.
I'm coming from Istanbul and I have university graduated.
What's in here? The blood in it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's ground beef.
Unfortunately, just the meat and the cheese you can't bring in, okay? And this is just basically mince. That's probably the worst of the worst. Raw meat. That is totally forbidden. Is your first name Aisha? Anna? Don't cry, don't worry about.
I have a son.
Yes.
Only one son, and he came to Brighton.
Right.
6-7 months ago. It was December.
Okay.
And after December, first time I'm gonna see him now. He's in Sussex.
Okay.
And he wants food from me, homemade food from Turkey.
Right.
And I am a mother,
Right. Well, if you show your son this as well, he will know the rules. Okay. If you study here, you should know the rules.
The woman from Turkey leaves without her mints. It's her first offence, so she's given a warning.
Nigeria today.
If the woman is stopped again and found to have broken the rules, she could be fined. Serious repeat offenders face a jail sentence. Coming up, the passenger from America who just won't give up.
It's kind of the last visit to London.
So this is it, tell her, okay, no more.
The manager who knows the game is up.
There is an he had a work permit to work. Is expired.
Yeah.
And the man from Antigua loses his cool, graciously.
I've done everything and been nice about this, but this is like being too much now. I'm sorry. I can't help for this.
Still held at immigration control is the man from Antigua. Chief Dyson isn't impressed with his record as an overstayer, wants to know more about his route into London via Dublin.
Okay, what's going to happen is I have referred your case.
I see this. I come here on a vacation and I'm being, you know...
Victimised?
Anything you want to use, any word you want to
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
But
we're
the
not
Antiguan still
victimising you. We just
denies
need
he
to-
overstayed last time, despite Home Office evidence saying otherwise.
Okay.
I come here very often. I leave on time. I never overstay.
But stop.
No, I never.
Stop now. You have overstayed.
No, I haven't. Not
Yes,
when I paid.
1 second.
I paid
No. You have.
They're the one that held on to my
hold
passport.
on. The thing about it is, you have overstayed.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Where?
When you came in 2006, you overstayed.
How? I didn't do nothing wrong. All I did was paid my money just like y'all asked me to do and asked us to stay for an extension time. And that was legally. I didn't try to overstay. Sorry, ma'am. I've done everything and been nice about this, but this is like being too much now. I'm sorry. I can't help for this.
Right. I just need to know you to tell me about your routing. That's got everybody baffled. Why would you fly to Dublin?
Was the
What's the
cheapest
point
way
of doing
at the
all of
time,
that?
my darling.
How is that cheaper than going from?
It came up cheap. It came up.
That's just
cheap.
Do you understand that you wouldn't have seen an immigration officer at Gatwick if you had gone in that method?
No.
What do you mean no?
I don't know about that. I'm sorry.
No. He seems genuine enough, not knowing about the routine and passing through immigration and that. If he's lying, he's a good liar.
The man has convinced Officer Charles that his route to London via Dublin was merely a cheap ticket and nothing else.
He is quite adamant.
The case is now
Careful.
creating some doubt between Officer Charles and her boss.
Right, but that's not the issue for me. I'm afraid I think I'd like him refused.
How are you?
What do you think?
I wasn't going to make it.
And that's to be quite honest, I don't know. I'm for what Matt is saying, and I can understand where he's coming from. But it just doesn't sit well with me at the moment. It doesn't. I mean, he's given me the reasons why, and I can understand his reasons why. It doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. But I can't be sort of like 100% sure that I'm making the right decision.
Chief Dyson wants to see the man for himself. He will tell the Antiguan that he's being refused entry. At least, that's his plan.
To be honest, it's not looking that good. I need to be straight with you.
Yes.
You're going to be refused entry, okay? And what I'm here to do is explain how you can come back in the future without having these issues and these problems. Because obviously if you've got a girlfriend here, you want to visit her, you don't want this happening, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So I'm not going to see my girlfriend today?
No, well, let me finish.
What am I doing wrong? Or what can I do to make it better? That I don't like this sort of a...
Okay. How would you gauge your relationship? Would you say your relationship is the type that is leading to something a little more serious?
Yes, it is leading to something
right.
more
I mean, are we talking, the M word here? Perhaps, at some point?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is the stage where you think it's time that you are moving in on a step, there's a fiance's entry clearance, which allows you to come here, get married, apply to remain. I'm going to give you this couple of days temporary admission, okay? I'm quite comfortable with that.
Okay, thank you. To be honest with you, it's okay. I know I haven't done anything wrong, so I'm not panicking.
Mr. Michael, I think I have no issue with you as a person. And to give you credit, having spoken to you, I have again looked at the decision in my head. I can't change it, but I am aware of a few more factors, okay? And I hope to see you again. Okay? Much as he's a lovely man, I still think his circumstances outweigh his charm, because he's definitely a charming man.
No, they're not. Apparently, speaking to Heathrow, I was in the podium yesterday.
and I am prepared to give him temporary admission.
The chief has given him 2 days temporary admission to see his girlfriend, after which he must return home.
No, thank you.
At least forgive me at least a couple of days. It's better than sitting in there.
No, that's not an issue. No.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Two days later, he came back, armed with more paperwork, stating business reasons to keep to his original return date.
Right now, we're just short of that right now.
A lot of the things he'd supplied did go quite some way to filling in the gaps that we had. So on balance of probabilities, I decided that now I was willing to overturn my own decision and allow him entry. He was landed.
It was 400 quid from right
Anyone
here.
visiting the UK with a record as an overstayer faces an uphill battle proving their credibility.
Taking it in from...
But this man's perseverance paid off, and he was granted entry to the UK for his full holiday.
Good luck, okay?
Alrighty.
Deep in the Welsh valleys, illegal immigrants live in small rural communities where many believe it is more difficult to be found. Officer Fulston is part of the enforcement team that searches the valleys for immigration offenders.
If immigration sort of have a blitz on these particular city centres, then that tends to push people into, if you like, more rural areas, and I think they tend to believe sometimes if they're out of sight, then they're out of mind. But if we get in, then they will come to our attention at some point.
Today the team will visit an Indian takeaway where they've been given a tip-off about one of its workers.
So he's a Pakistan male, so the last trace we've got is expired in September 07. Okay, so subject is suspected of being an overstayer.
The man they are looking for is from Pakistan. He was given a permit to work for 1 year, over 2 years ago. They believe he's still here
Good evening.
and still working.
Cardiff Immigration, come to the front, please. Sorry? So we've got a warrant to enter the premises. Do you want to come out, please? Stop what you're doing and just move to the front. That's all clear.
Officer Fulston begins to question one of the men found in the kitchen.
Do you have any identification on you? Thank you.
The man produces a driving license and is fingerprinted. It's the man from Pakistan they came here to find.
We've had intelligence to suggest an individual with the same details as this gentleman was working and residing at this premises, and this individual is the target that we were looking for this evening.
Now Officer Fulston needs to find out if he's working here.
Could you ask him, please, how long has he been working at this restaurant? So he's saying he's not working here then, no? Okay. Anybody see him working when we came in?
He denies working.
Okay.
Perhaps the owner can help.
Let's just get a few details. The other gentleman, he's working for you also?
Yeah, he's on a work permit.
You have a copy of that somewhere?
He must have somewhere.
Where does he live?
He live upstairs.
Okay, do you know his name?
Yeah.
Go on, share it with me. Tell me the secret.
Rashid Ali. Secret is.
Yes,
right,
go on, tell me.
He had a work permit to work.
Yes, I'm listening.
And,
But there's a but coming.
Yeah, is expired.
When did it expire, his work permit?
Last year, I think.
So why is he still here, Mr. Ali?
He's just working, and
Does he have a passport?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Does he have a passport also?
Yeah, he got a passport.
It's upstairs, is it?
I don't know.
The boss realises there's no point in lying
And you've had this
and admits
premises
his
since
worker is illegal.
19.
But he could face a fine of up to £10,000.
Yeah.
Hello there, could you just inform this gentleman that on the basis of the information available to me at the moment, I believe him to be an overstayer in the United Kingdom, and therefore he is under arrest on suspicion of being an overstayer. Okay?
Just to explain, this person's going to be coming with us to the police station.
Did you understand that? Up we go on.
The next step is to find his passport.
Passport definitely not you. Now that he's been arrested on suspicion of being an overstayer, that gives us the power to search for his accommodation as well. And basically, what we're looking for is passports.
If they find it, removing him from the country will be a lot easier. And just when the search looks hopeless, the helpful boss makes another confession.
Might be in my file in my house.
Where's your house?
In Pontypridd, about 20 minutes drive from here.
So you might have a copy of his passport there?
Should have, yeah.
We might need you to produce that for us then.
2 officers go to collect the passport, which is 20 miles away at the boss's house.
That's him? Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. That's the gentleman that we arrested at the house. He's overstayed his visa. Needs to go home now. So now we've got the valid passport, we can book flight for him to go back to Pakistan.
The illegal worker is detained before being removed back to Pakistan at the end of the week. The Wales enforcement team got their man on this occasion. It's just one of the 150 takeaways they visit each year in the Welsh valleys. At Terminal 3, a woman from California has been stopped at passport control. She used to live in Britain as a student, but since then has been refused entry on 2 previous occasions. Her most recent refusal was a month ago when she arrived for a job but had no work permit.
Clearly she's been refused entry to the UK twice. Most people don't ever get refused entry to a country, so for that to have happened to her in the space of 5 months is quite a significant dent on her immigration history.
Immigration officer Lisa Lee starts with a search of her documents.
It appears she has letters from her hotels where she worked previously. CV here, there's a couple of copies, 4 copies on quite thick cards, so it's not just copies that have been done just to carry. It appears that these would be given out. There's a postcard here. This appears to be a friend, and it actually says the idea of leaving home now when so much is happening in the US of A must seem very hard. So are we talking the recent presidential inauguration, or are we talking in her personal life? That we'll need to establish. But it appears to be everything that you would not expect anyone to bring on holiday with them. It casts into doubt somebody's intentions when they travel with CVs and everything else. Is it because there is some other intention in her coming back to the UK? That's only something we can find out after we speak to her. Would you like to follow me? Okay. So what's the purpose of your visit to the UK today?
To visit friends and finish packing up what I couldn't pack up in December.
Why have you brought CVs with you on holiday?
Those were just in there.
Okay, you were granted temporary admission when you were refused entry last time. How many days was that for?
I think it was 2 days or 3 days.
And was 3 days not sufficient time to conclude your affairs here?
To pack up my flat, no.
And the friend has mentioned that there's a lot going on in the USA at the moment. What does she mean by that?
My mom was in the hospital, and the day before she came home, my stepfather moved out.
Could you not have deferred the trip?
I could have, but she wanted me to go and see my friends in London, in the country, and tie up everything here.
Although she was refused entry last time, she did get 3 days to pick up leftover belongings from her time here as a student. But now she's back with the same reason as before,
It's perfectly plausible that she needs to come back and end her affairs here. However, that's why she was granted temporary admission last time. But we have to base it on probability here, and is she likely to become an immigration offender?
She's been refused entry twice before, but could it be third time lucky for the woman from California?
This is frustrating.
Stuck at immigration is an American woman who's here to collect items she left on a previous visit. But she was given the chance to pack up her things a month ago, and now she's back using the same story as last time. Officer Lee is worried that she's here for other reasons.
What are the chances that she'll overstay? What are the chances that she'll seek employment whilst she's here? So that's something I need to discuss with the chief now and see what we can come up with.
I can't say I'm that sympathetic. I mean, this is the third time that she's tried to basically come here, isn't it? And we can't see that she's made much of an effort to do anything, either by mail or by telephone or on the internet to sort it out. And she's turned up now.
I don't know if you're aware, she doesn't have a job in the States either. She hasn't applied for any permanent jobs in the States since being back from
So
in
no
December.
evidence, really, for the last year and a half that she sees her future as being in the United States.
Well, that's my concern. Let's go and talk to her. Again. You see, the difficulty I've got is that you were given time, albeit 3 days, to pack up your belongings and arrange for everything to be done last time, and now you're seeking entry again.
I did, for those 3 days, I did the most I could do in 3 days.
The primary purpose, you say, is in seeking entries is to conclude your affairs in London.
That's 1 day, and I just happened to...
Okay, so it's only going to take 1 day to pack up?
I'm not sure. I don't remember everything I have at my flat, and it depends on my landlord when they can do the final walkthrough. But the main reason for me coming is to see friends that I know will never travel to the States. It's kind of the last visit to London, because I know once I start working full time, I won't travel.
I think it's just made things worse, really. She's now saying that were she not to have any belongings here, she would still have come just to see friends, as it's the last opportunity to travel before she gets a permanent job. So I don't think anything she's told me is going to make any difference, really. She says it's only going to take her 1 day to actually pack up the things that she has left, and the rest of the time she wants to come and see friends who she knows will never travel to the US.
Can you trust her to go out for 1 day? She can go back Saturday morning. Okay?
Right.
So that gives her one whole
day.
day. And this is last chance saloon, because we've done this before, so this is it.
Right.
Tell her, okay? No more.
Okay, there's some bad news and there's some good news. The bad news is you are being refused entry to the UK. We are granting you temporary admission again, as we did last time. Because you complied before, we're prepared to give you till Saturday morning. So you get tomorrow to go to your flat.
Tomorrow I won't really have time to finish.
Let me just explain something to you. The fact we're giving you temporary admission this time
I know,
is
I'm very
extremely...
grateful for that.
You're very lucky to be granted that, all right?
The woman is given 1 day to collect her things, after which she must return to America. For the third time, the American woman has the word refused stamped into her passport.
This is frustrating. Because you do everything above the board, and I know at school there were tons of people who didn't do things above the board, and they're still here.